Thank you. Hello.
To nobody.
Hi.
People will show up.
I know.
Probably. Did you tweet it?
Well, I was still doing that, and I hadn't been live, so why try to get people to show up to not knowing when I have somebody?
Right, I get you. Well, just tweet it out there.
Yep.
So why don't you tell us what this hangout's about?
Just anything, I guess. I'd asked before I hit 500 what I should do, and the votes that came in and all, other than somebody joking around about nothing, or hitting other and giving no suggestion, were mostly live hangout, like preferably an open one, like let people in and talk and chat and stuff.
Oh.
Well, then I think that means that this is for your 500 subs.
Yeah! Happy 500 subs! Woo!
Yay!
Milestone!
I guess that makes sense. Never mind my brain being...
Yes.
Yes, all of our brains are unreliable, honey. They're all shite.
Oh, yeah. But 500! I've actually hit it!
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about something here, because I was trying to find your channel, and I just had to type it in 3 times to find it.
Same problem.
Lady Unicorn.
I know. Why
Why
do you think I've been talking about needing to change it? That is literally
so the people would like to know, once they get here, I'm sure they'll want to know, which we might have a couple now. I don't know because I don't have the link. But anyways, yeah.
0 viewers, and the weird thing is, while it says I'm live, I'm having trouble finding it on my own channel.
So what's your name?
Where are we live? I don't know where we're live.
It would be on mine, but
so what are you thinking about changing it to? The people want to know.
Snarky, I would like to say we probably should figure out where we're live
before we start showing up.
Yes.
It's not?
No. It's not on my channel, and it's not in, well, it wouldn't be in my sub feed, but it's not in my channel.
Oh.
Did you maybe have the hangout set as private?
No.
Okay.
It's not private.
Let
me see if it's unlisted, because it tries to unlist everything by default. That probably what happened. See if that changed anything.
Yay, tech issues. I'm seeing it live.
What are you seeing it?
That changed it.
I'm seeing it on the channel.
We're now live.
Yeah, it's now actually working. Hi.
We're live. And you hit 500. You have 506 subscribers right now.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Congratulations.
Woo! Okay. So to rewind, Lady Unicorn, it took me like 4 tries to search for you. Are you thinking about a name change?
Yes, I've been thinking about it for a while because I need to do something because oh my god.
So what are you going to change it to? The people want to know.
Question. That's part of why I haven't, because I've had a few suggestions and never come to decided to do this is what I'm going to do, and also because work. But that's just life. That's part of making a channel at all.
Yes. So, we've got 5 people watching. We can just we could spitball names.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Like the sacrilegious spitball. There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Pure voice. Wow.
So maybe it should be something that ties into what the purpose and the intent of your channel is. Maybe I'm thinking just a spitball, right? Because I'm Snarky, so that's my name.
How about soda, jello, and watermelon? Because then it would be SJW for short.
Oh, I see Staggerson and Keon and Sora and Ostension. I believe I said that correctly. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. Hey, that's my shtick. Don't make fun of me.
Snarky here.
Oh,
You expect him not to make fun of you?
Yeah.
I know. I'm asking too much, aren't I?
Way too much. Lord of Terror works. Yeah, there you go. Lord of Terror.
Lord of Terror.
That makes a lot more sense than just random foods.
Subribed. That's awesome. Thank you.
Subribed. That should be your name, Subribed.
I'm downvote.
Yeah, that's not a good. I'm not going with. I'm not going with that one.
Yeah, no.
So you could do something that is the acronym of SJW if you wanted to.
Wonder how many people that would piss off when they recognized it.
That's the point.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's not like I don't anyway.
Right?
Listen, like the people that are going to be pissed off by the name are the same people that are going to be pissed off by the name of the video.
They're gonna be
that you make.
They're pissed off with like commercials and stuff right now.
But the SJW specifically, it always gets people going and irrational and stuff because too many people are idiots.
Yeah, that's true.
Fake news. Fake news.
Okay, you start dealing with somebody who decides to subscribe and then unsubscribes when there's any kind of minor problem, and then later comes back and insists they didn't do that, and does it again with the problem.
Like, to be honest, like I wouldn't, if they did that and they did it over and over, I would get bored with that. Really, that's not very creative. I think y'all can do better.
Like, you have no idea how many people freaked out when I made my short little I have a confession video. And I thought it was just a hilarious thing. I was like, okay, so I'm going to make this confession video where I come out as an SJW. Because, I mean, that's what I am. If you've ever watched any of my channel and any of my videos, I've talked about social justice from the beginning. Haha, this is funny.
You were very, very vague, though.
People are like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that's part of my point, because yes, I'm going to keep calling out people, even people I'm friends with, and that. It's not like I'm going to avoid pissing anybody off. But from the get-go, I've wanted to at least have a chance of people actually being able to listen and not just become instantly irrational.
Right.
And you know that turns people instantly irrational.
Sometimes I think you're just never going to get that, though.
That's
no matter
true.
what you do.
I think the people that are instantly irrational by that word are instantly irrational anytime you say anything they disagree with.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like...
Yeah, I can't really argue with that given the main experience I've had so far.
Isn't that like cognitive dissonance or something like that?
Look, there was a commercial. Nobody's seen this. I know it was a very low, it fell under the radar, but it was a commercial for a razor blade in which the message was, hey, we can do better. And people were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, see, that wasn't some people's shtick, really.
Yes. And to be fair, though, I have actually heard one person out of the entire list of people who've said anything come up with an explanation for what was wrong with it. One person out of the entire list.
One? Wow, I'm impressed. That's not the number I expected.
I heard some funny reasons.
You heard some funny reasons?
Yeah, someone was telling me on the on the Twitters, is what I about said, on Twitter, that the reason the video was so bad was because it's anti-Muslim. I don't know how, because I guess some Muslims can't shave, and anyone that doesn't shave is evil.
What?
It's like, no, that wasn't the message at all. You had to actually listen to the message. It's like that wasn't. Oh, and barbecuing is evil. Barbecuing is toxic masculinity. And it's like, no, that was not the message of the guys who were grilling. It
That
had
was not what was focused on there as far as
No.
a bad thing. I mean, if you want to say that it's okay for boys to like play fight or something, that's one thing, but obviously it was about the fight, not the barbecue.
Grilling is totally toxic masculinity because only people that grill, they're grilling because Satan. They're Satanists.
It's true.
They get and look, listen, they meet, they wear bohemian garb, and they go and they worship this owl god. Was it Moloch? It's
what if the ad is pure trolling?
By the way, this is legit stuff that I've heard said on various platforms from various.
So, can I explain the ad? So Procter and Gamble is a multi-billion multi-billion-dollar company, at least multi-million-dollar company that has a extensive marketing and advertising research department. So they spent a lot of time and money figuring out how they could reach the most people with a message that is going to make people go, hey, I like that brand. And so they went with the majority of people who would like to see the world get better, as opposed to the minority of the world that's like, hey, we miss the good old days. And that's what they did. It wasn't trolling. It was an advertising company going for a social angle that was going to get them exposure.
Yeah, they were just showing the character, the type of company that they're trying to be.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Well, they're using their free speech.
That's only for the people who are anti-SJW. Didn't you know that?
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Nobody told me in civics class.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about it in political science or history.
Well, and one of the primary things that I've heard from people against this ad is we've already progressed as a society, and these things aren't really issues anymore. Which the wonderfully horrific thing about the internet is it doesn't take very long for something to pop up to show you that no, we do need these messages. And I'm speaking of the indigenous protesters who had the Trump kid standing in front of him smirking.
Oh, the smirk of doom.
The most racist thing that I have seen in a while. Like,
I don't know.
It was very racist.
The Dapple thing and the way the protesters were treated there. I mean, they were. This was
a.
I mean, it was a show.
It was a show of force. It was horrific.
It was definitely threatening. I mean, can you imagine being surrounded by people just smirking at you and a poor guy.
Mm-hmm. Steve made a comment about that it sounds like some conservative snowflakes.
Pretty much.
That's what's so funny is like I'm supposed to be the outrage person, like because I'm on the left.
You're supposed to outrage and
yeah, but everything outrages the right these days.
It's a subset of, but yeah, there's some people. It's just like, especially it seems to me at least, the ones who make their identity about being anti-SJW.
Yes.
The point that group, they're of anti-SJWs that aren't even all SJWs. That's just because SJWs have gotten so insane.
Yeah. It's just
it's as if we're a bunch of apes or something.
And I mean, like I said, I did actually have somebody explain a concern, an actual one, about that ad. specifically the fact that when they showed the good things being done, they were still having the majority of male actors on the screen doing the bad thing. That's like the biggest legitimate concern I've heard so far. Though, to be fair, I haven't gone and watched Dater Lucum's video. I don't even know. I'm guessing that's going to go more down the route of this wasn't really about your razors, which I would agree with, but I don't know.
Yeah, but companies do this all the time. They make ads that aren't about their product. Like when it comes to beer ads, it's almost never about the beer. It's about the Rockies and the ice cold topped mountains of the Rockies and climbing and doing all this manly stuff. And then they'll show the beer. It's not about drinking the beer. It's about this beer makes you manly. Not generally.
Show the razor?
I think they do show the razor, if I'm remembering right.
So
I didn't think they did. I know at the end they put their brand logo up there, but
and that might be what I'm thinking of.
It has the razor in it. But Steven said something in the chat that I think that I definitely echoes what I feel. That pissed me off. Some twatty little bitch who never did a damn thing in his shit life trying to do shit, not only a Native American, but a Vietnam vet. Absolutely no respect, no sense of dignity, no sense of principle, just idiots. And
it's showing what this is a socially, I'm going back to the Gillette ad, but a socially conscious video. And it's what companies do when they say, this is the type of company that we want to be. This is what we want to be seen as. We want to be seen as progressive. We want to be seen as not promoting the toxic elements of society. We want to be seen as a company that you can feel safe putting your money into.
Yeah.
And that's what the commercial was really about. And people can say, oh, but it wasn't about the razors. Well, it didn't matter that it was about the razors. Their stock went up. Their profits went up. So that's what happens.
Are these the same people that defend like Carl's Jr. when they're like using like boobs to sell a hamburger? And boobs have nothing to do with the hamburger, but they're like, oh, freedom of speech. Yeah. Like, seriously.
Like,
wouldn't surprise me.
I've got to say, like the Carl's Jr. commercials with like the bikini clad women eating it and stuff dripping on top of them makes bikini clad women less appealing to me. Because that it's just like it's greasy and it's gross and it's like, oh, I don't want to see this.
And who'd want to do anything like that?
Yeah, because she's gonna be gassy. Okay.
So you're telling me if I did that, if I ate a burger like that,
I'm just saying she's gonna be gassy. She's probably gonna have diarrhea after one of those burgers.
You would be like, oh, she probably has diarrhea.
Look, okay, so
is that what you would think?
Listen,
of me?
We've been married a couple of months and we've been together for several years now.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a big fast food meal, what are the chances we're going to have sex that night?
I don't know. Do you have like, have you been keeping stats on that?
Yes. If we eat something that's real greasy and gross, you're like, oh, I don't feel good. No, we can't do this. So that's what it happens.
It does feel rather like you just ingested a bowling ball.
Exactly.
With grease. Because, you got to get that ball down there somehow.
And I'm the same way. Like, I eat a big, greasy burger. I'm not thinking, I want to get busy now.
And I usually get the double quarter pounders if we go to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, I mean, you almost would have to get cleaned up in order to do much. Because that kind of grease is not the kind that's going to be nice and, make things nice and smooth.
No. Sometimes you just want it a little bit greasy. It's okay. It's life.
I don't think I've ever wanted it greasy.
Oh, come on. You've had grease thoughts.
No, I've never had grease fantasy. I'm not saying it's not a thing. Like I'm sure there's a kink out there, and I'm not kink shaming, but that's not my kink. I don't want grease.
No. Oh. Greasy bowling ball hamburger.
Yeah,
Yes.
greasy bowling ball hamburger. Yes.
Hamburgers. The best hamburgers in the Kentucky.
Oh, the grease vent thing. Oh, I remember that. It's awful.
So
I've been really badly burned with grease before because somebody put like one of those metal bowl things up high and it fell in the vat where you fry the grease or fry the French fries in the grease. And it splashed all over my stomach.
Oh.
Yeah.
It
was awful.
And somehow we have gotten on the topic of greasy fast food.
Grease.
We went from what your name change should be to greasy fast food.
It should be grease. Yeah.
Grease. The greased unicorn.
That's perfect. I mean, it would get attention.
Probably would, but not quite the attention that usually gets.
Like,
just use a picture with the Carl's Jr. chicks.
Or have somebody try to like animate it just sliding in or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about now. I was looking at the chat, but I did bring up the food because we got on the topic of Carl's Jr. So it was technically Snarky's fault, but I talked about the burger.
Talking about freedom of speech, and sir, that is important.
It's important enough I've had multiple conversations on that.
Oh, so have I. I hate the topic at this point.
I don't mind it. I just hate the people who go to like the extreme of absolutism and taking it to like the point that most people would say nobody says, but yet I've definitely seen it of like, you can't ban trolls because that's violating their freedom of speech, and freedom of speech would mean that they can say whatever they want anywhere, basically.
And it's never meant that. There has never been a time in our history where that has been the definition of freedom of speech.
They should just let the rabbits wear glasses. Think of the bun buns, y'all.
Not what, huh?
That's from a song.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
I'm not down with the music.
Yeah. You know this song. Let the rabbits wear glasses.
Who sings it?
Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably
debated. Nah. You lose points. I just wanted to talk about bunnies.
Yeah, I can't really be around bunnies.
Oh, I'm sad for you.
I like you better now.
But I can be around cats.
Yay! We can
causing me allergic reactions.
Oh.
Even when they're mating, like out in the country, I have to take allergy pills during that time.
Oh, that sucks. We only Matt is allergic to some cats, but not others. We have this one cat that even if he gets close to her, he'll break out.
Did I just, if I understand correctly, did you just say that you have a rabbit mating detector in your allergies?
Pretty much.
Like, do you go for a walk and you're like, oh, the rabbits are getting it on. There goes my sinuses.
That's totally how it works. It's not just that becomes more populated and thus has more dander. No, it's totally a detection of when they're fucking.
That's right.
Oh,
that is a great superpower.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks on some level.
It's not on upper tier levels. Like if you had super, like you're probably the person in the Justice League that like gets to do their dry cleaning. like no. One of these days we're going to need your power, but it's not today.
Hey, taking care of that stuff is super important. Somebody must do these things.
It's true.
It is true.
We're so good at like getting on random topics.
Yes.
We are.
We
That's
started
art.
with what I should change my name to, went to ads and
I-
fast food, went
I-
back to name change.
I
went to
thought
Bunny.
we established you're going to be Greasy Unicorn. So we moved on. We solved it. We're the problem solvers.
So Nacha, oh yeah, Superman, you can fly and virtually invincible. That's cool. I can tell when rabbits are fucking.
Which is pretty much all spring, right?
Pretty much. So yeah, back like the chat is not giving any name change ideas.
No,
They
they're
should-
not. They're not doing their job.
And when I had posted on Twitter about it, asking if I should, like the responses were mostly like, "I don't care."
Hey, I
Or-
gave you a suggestion that I
said
thought was
mostly.
cool.
I said mostly. You two weren't bad about it, but like the general was just kind of like, I don't care. And which one are you talking about? You gave some more than one suggestion, didn't you?
I think I gave a couple. I just got.
And I'm pretty sure they were all better than Greasy Unicorn.
Greasy Unicorn.
Oh.
Well, you could be Unicorn AF.
Unicorn AF. That's
And of
pretty
course,
funny.
that wouldn't automatically get demonetized, but if it was actually spelled out, it would.
Philosophically unicorn. Yes. Then your name will be PU.
Oh, God.
Philosophically unicorn.
I know some people that would probably have something to say about that.
That's not good. Very good optics, though. It's kind of like tatted philosophy is TP. Yeah, it's not good optics.
No. Oh.
Oh, but
Funny, but
you and Tatted could do like a podcast together, and it could be the PUTP podcast.
Oh, tatted unicorn.
But we don't even know if she has tats.
no, I actually don't.
See?
Yeah, but it would be like digital fiction, though.
Digital fiction.
Yeah, tatted unicorn.
I mean, the character can always have lots of things that I don't.
That's true.
Ugh.
Like my avatar has talent.
oh, when we were on the SJW stuff and me essentially being one, actually being one, just not the way that they tend to do it, and yeah, I just don't bother with it. I don't bother with those arguments usually. But when we were on that, one of the things, like, I had somebody help me out to get my hair dyed, because being able to get my hair dyed just makes me feel better. I haven't been able to in months again because all kinds of other stuff that's way more important. But I love when I can to go after ridiculous colors. And I've done that since long before I knew about the stupid stereotypes about feminists and SJWs that on the female side being like pink or blue hair or something.
Hey, just own it. Just own
Yeah,
it.
it's like,
Do it in a rainbow.
I
That's
wish I
right.
could. I would love to do a rainbow.
Just do it. You know.
I'd have to get somebody who could do my hair. I mean, I do think I actually
Okay,
have a
so
friend that can, but
it
and
has
then I'd have to
been
get like a rainbow of colors.
it's been questioned.
Unicorn.
Nacha said, didn't we recently learn that name changes don't work, Iowan? I realize what you're saying, but the difference here is if you go to YouTube and you type in The Godless Iowan, it instantly brings up my channel.
Yeah.
If you go to YouTube and type in Lady Unicorn, it's not there.
You mostly get like Lady Rainicorn now, and you could get some
Yeah.
like My Little Pony stuff. I've done it incognito, and it does work if you're using the initials after,
Mhm.
but that's not the part most people are gonna remember and think about. That's just something
Yeah.
that made the username unique for every site before.
Yeah.
It only you're only able to find it if you give a retinal scan and a blood sample.
Okay, it's not that bad.
It
Pretty
required
complicated.
it required a stool sample from me.
Yes, and that's exactly why I talked about changing it before, because of SEO problems. Not really because I have a problem with the name or anything, just the search engine part.
Soren the Desolate says it's on the second page.
Yeah, but
No.
almost no one's gonna go to the thing is, if someone sees like Lady Unicorn say something on Twitter, and then they go to YouTube and they're like, oh, I want to check this out, and they type in Lady Unicorn and they don't see it right away, there's a good chance they're not going to go to that second page.
Yeah, people are often way lazier than that as far as like going pages in or making sure to get every little detail that might be relevant. Or
you could just be godless unicorn. I mean, everybody else is godless something.
I don't think
most of the community is also specifically talking about religion and or philosophy, whereas most of my stuff hasn't been that related as much to that.
Social unicorn. Unicorn socialite. I like it.
Us.
Yeah, us. And you talk about mainly the United States.
Yeah, where I live. Where I live, and my life's kind of too hectic to research everything, so it's easiest to talk about what's relatively local.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to a name, you want to think about what you want your channel to be about, which obviously you tackle social issues a lot more than you tackle like atheism stuff.
Right.
So I wouldn't
Basically, I've only touched religion when it was specifically dealing with a legal thing.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go with anything like the godless unicorn or atheist unicorn.
That wouldn't really, not because I'm not, just because it's not really relevant.
Like,
I'd still maintain a greasy unicorn.
No.
I would sooner be super user than goo. Yeah, as soon as I said that about SU, my thought was the fact I use Linux, and that's kind of the super user command. The true one, not the other one.
Unicorn Justice League is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah. I would like for that. I would think more like a team, though.
Yeah, I tend to.
Let's see. I'm just trying to think, and when I think, I don't talk, and so. Well, that sounded stupid. Why did I? That sounded like when I'm talking, I'm not thinking. But
you don't think out loud as much, I guess.
Socially unicorn.
Lady Unicornotopia. Lady Unicornopia.
That just flows right off the tongue. Just arrah. That's perfect.
The unicorn of justice.
Yeah.
That's definitely a better one than a lot of them so far. Oh.
Quiet.
Lady Unicorn Justice. I don't know. I like the justice angle. I really do, because I think that a lot of your analysis has to do with whether someone is being fair or in an argument or social issues.
I think social justice unicorn would be good.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think anyone that would get upset by that name are probably not going to watch.
Yeah. Or they might watch it if it didn't happen, but then within a few months or so, like a certain other person.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, people are weird. Like, Mr. Atheist and lost a huge number of subs just by having a video about definitions.
I saw that. Like, that video was fine. Yes, it used terms that very few people use, and if you don't happen to know them, that's not going to be a huge deal. But it was literally just defining what those terms mean.
Yeah,
are people going to like run away if I say that I probably am gray asexual?
You're down to $4.99 now. No. But it's what is it like? It's like someone sat there and go, they said words mean no get unsubbed.
No. It happens to be one of those damn social justice issues, and we can't hear anything about them.
They legit just kind of went, you know what? How dare you bring facts into this?
See, one of these days, Luxander or I am gonna get Jimmy to finally say he's an SJW, but he doesn't want to. But we will do it. That's my goal.
That's our goal.
Like, I don't bother labeling myself that as generally because it doesn't matter, and there's so many different ways people take it.
Yeah,
but I just don't care.
It doesn't matter, but see, like the thing is, I've had that term.
Oh yeah, I know. I understand why you two have and why Essence of Thought has. Like, I completely get it, and I've been tempted a few times.
It's like, fine, I'm an SJW. Yeah. So what? Do you have a real argument?
No, they don't. So, the main reason that I didn't just had to deal with that is it going to run somebody away who would have listened, basically.
And in my own case, I would say I really doubt it. Like when I first came out and said, yeah, I'm a social justice warrior, I think I lost 2 subs, but then I gained like 5 or 6. And since then, I've had so many people that subscribed because I'm socially aware. And
that's a good sign.
Yeah, like just like that's the thing. People don't like labels, but labels actually help people know a lot about you without having a conversation.
Each label means something, even though there's baggage that ends up on them, and then there's like people think they mean a completely different thing. They do have some meaning. That's the only reason they're useful, but that is a reason they're useful.
Exactly. And if you're totally against labels, you're really just an anti-labeltarian. So I mean,
you're just make up a label for anti-label people.
Yes, exactly.
Embracing the chaos. How dare you?
That the thing that was just said in your chat, I like, but I would change it slightly, and it would be the tip of your horn. On the tip of my horn with Lady Unicorn.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It's like the immediate thought.
I wasn't meaning just the tip. I realized when I said that first portion.
Hashtag phrasing.
Yes. I realized it. Like the instant it came out of my mouth, I was like,
That's how it usually goes.
And I just about said I realized the second it came out of my mouth, it was just the tip.
This is not getting better.
No.
It's especially bad when it's somebody who's always got his streams going to butt stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Snarky, do you have headphones?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay, because we're getting an echo.
Yeah, I've noticed that a few times as well.
She likes to not use them, and every time I have to go get your headphones, Snarky.
I mean, there've been a few times I've not used headphones for conversations, but never one that was public, and it was usually because there were 2 or more of us sharing a computer, speaker, and mic.
Yeah.
So,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
It never works.
It very rarely works to just use speakers and a microphone.
Yeah. It never works, Snarky.
All right. I'm
semi-okay. It can be like semi-okay if it's just a Discord call with like specific people privately. But yeah, it does not work.
No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to the box of shame. So see y'all later.
No.
You can't run away.
Oh no, I'm just going to the box of shame. I'll be fine.
Justice Lady Corn.
Yeah. This Lady Corn. I like the corn.
Well, I am a straw man. So of course you like me like this.
Of course.
Without the uni on it, it's just corn.
Oh goodness. Well, it can't be said of us that we're boring.
Why aren't things with two horns called dualicorns?
I don't know.
They're
Or
bihorned.
Binacorns.
I don't know.
These are the thoughts that pop into my mind that I say automatically that don't really go anywhere.
Did they come out of the tip of your horn?
Dead. They come out of the tip of my horn.
Oh.
Bicorn.
Yeah, that's more the one that I tend to think about is like the why is it unicorn, not like unihorn.
Mm-hmm. The
Because
It's not
bicorn.
one corn.
Because saying corn is fun.
That's right.
Yeah, sometimes it's just about fun,
Ah.
I guess. I don't know.
Also, if we have names for certain why do we have names for some of the dehydrated fruits and stuff and not others? Like a dehydrated grape is a raisin. But what the hell are my dehydrated blueberries?
Bloops.
Blazons.
They're just bloops.
Bloops.
Yep. Eat your bloops.
Have you ever had the moondrop grapes? The really long, the elongated
No.
grapes.
They're really good.
They're delicious. They're weird though.
They're amazing.
They look like
I wonder how they make them.
they look like the little eggplant emoji.
Interesting.
Oh, that was surely very loud.
Well, at least I can come out of the box of shame and you can go into it.
Yeah, that was little snarky, annoyingly getting me a drink and slamming it down on the table.
Ah.
Thanks, little snarky.
Yes. Oh, rehydrated raisins.
That sounds gross.
Well, it kind of depends because, like I was typing in there, I actually rehydrated the blueberries I'm eating slightly, but that's because to keep them able to last for literally years, I fully dehydrate, and I just add warm water back to get it back to a normal dehydrated, but not completely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I get you. I don't know.
We're talking science now.
But
if you're going to rehydrate them, why dehydrate in the first place? Yeah, they don't taste the same, and they store for ages.
Yes.
If there's no water in them.
What I want to know is what was the reaction of the first person who dehydrated plums and then ate a handful of prunes? Like 15 minutes after they did that, I wonder, like, oh my God, this was a mistake.
I wonder if they yelled, Krakatoa!
This was a mistake. My guts are going to be ripping apart now.
Isn't there something that occurs when you eat too many dates? Don't you get like drunk or something?
To get drunk, they'd have to have fermented.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that.
I'm not even really sure why the prunes would automatically make that happen because like the fiber is still there in the plum too.
Well, but you got to think you eat more.
Yeah, you eat more of it because there's less water. So it's kind of like getting the sugary alcoholic drinks. You tend to get more drunk because you're down in it really quickly. It tastes good. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Today I learned.
Yeah, I've just been I had to find a way to get a hold of a dehydrator, and I've just been since trying to keep the stuff that we got for free from going bad. Because we do fortunately have more than just literally surviving off of the free produce over there. But that also means that if I'm surviving off something more balanced because I have some of it, that I don't want those to go bad and just have been a waste going over there.
The donated stuff tends to go bad really quickly too. So
yeah, and the particular program that I've been getting that from isn't like a typical food pantry or anything. It's just Walmart and I don't know where else. I know Walmart does, and I know Subway occasionally will donate their bread that they didn't use. Yeah. And just anybody in the community can go get a bag or sometimes 2 bags of the stuff.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. It's not
That's really
even
cool.
specifically need-based. They don't even check ID. You don't even have to have literally been in the community if you happen to be close enough that it's not a problem to go there.
Wow, that's
Because they
cool.
don't
Because
ask for ID, they don't ask for proof of income, and it was amazing because for a while I couldn't provide that. I couldn't get the stuff together to get the ID switched over.
Yeah, most of the places that whenever I needed to get food, which was quite often, I was poor, they would need a letter from the Department of Human Services and an ID. So they required stuff. So that's really cool.
Food pantries and that seem to always do that. Most charities seem to do that. And a few don't. Like, I've had a church here and there that give, like, a food voucher or a box of food, and it's just like, I don't care here.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's like, okay, we need you to bring in proof of income or your food stamp letter, assuming you're getting food stamps, because they would assume that because same qualification requirements. And we need you to bring in, proof of identity, proof of residency, proof of social security number.
Yep.
It's just like, oh.
Stool sample.
Feels like it.
Background check.
Yeah, and there's like, they give you like, oh, how many people do you have in your household? There's like 4 or 5 people there. Okay, well, here's a box of food. You can't come back until next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd made a comment about the food that we were getting over there for the produce wasn't enough food. It's like, it's a hell of a lot better than the pantries ever give. As far as quantity, not as far as what it is.
It's just like
still probably will. Yeah.
For the amount of people that you have, it's not like if it was just you and maybe one other person, it would be a lot easier. I don't know.
The thing about that is, like, that particular thing, you can only pick it up yourself. You can't, like, have somebody else go, oh, I've got this other person, can I grab extra? Literally everybody was free to go over there each time. It's not going to be the max amount we could have got for everybody in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's usually just me and one other person going over there.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like the Hooves of Justice is pretty cool.
Hooves of Justice is cool. I like My Fair Unicorn.
Aww.
Is that the one that was retracted or something?
No, I just came up with that, My Fair Unicorn, because fair and social justice, they kind of are synonyms to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does kind of tackle like a different angle too. The fact that I try to be fair about it, and I try to make sure other people are being fair. Some of the stuff I've mentioned has been literally just because, hey, you're missing things here. You're not actually recognizing what the other person said, or little things like that. That's part of why I've gone after friends, not like gone and attacked them, but like, okay, I'm pointing this out.
No, it has to be like a real big time attack, And you would be MFU.
That's nice.
It's better than PragerU.
Oh, hell yes. But I was more thinking of like the M separate and then for like certain things and people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes. I like that. Attack. Bam.
I do gotta say, every time I make a video, I'm like, oh, is Lady Unicorn going to attack me and rip me to shreds?
I'm sure you're just terrified of that.
I am.
I'm scared. Man.
Like, I don't want this to happen. I'm scared.
Yes, you're so scared. That's why you're on this with me.
Did I say things right? I think I said things right. I don't know if I said things right.
Yeah, you totally can't handle somebody being like, hey, this.
You know what? What's funny about that is, like, I never have an issue with anyone giving me honest criticism. Like, if someone comes in my comments, like you have before, you've made a comment like, okay, I don't really agree with this. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, we can talk about this. But like the people that freak out and act like I can't take criticism are the ones that will get in the comment section and be like, oh, you fucking moron, you said this wrong. It's like,
Yeah, it's
well,
just
why would I want to have a conversation with you?
Right.
yeah, and there's a huge difference between you're a moron because you said this wrong or whatever, and be like, hey, this thing you said, actually, it should be this or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a difference in how you present it.
Yeah.
That's kind of an important part.
Sometimes it's all about the approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know it's harder with text because you can't get literal tone, so people will sometimes read in or not recognize things, but
Well, that's
Yeah, well,
there's
hey
still some you can
moron.
do.
Hey
Oh
moron is
yeah,
kind of
that's
like
just
obvious.
obvious.
Yeah.
That is.
well, I
Obvious.
mean, it's like when I had my stream about trans issues. And or no, it was about pronouns. It was about pronouns.
Oh.
And after the stream, Luxander sent me a message, and it was a very long message. It had a lot of information, but it was about how I should have had a non-binary person on the panel as well, and that we messed up some stuff when we were talking about non-binary people, or non-binary people. I say binary, which is wrong, but non-binary people. And it was very well thought out. And so I was like, hey, I was like, hey, I'd like to have you on my channel. Let's have a discussion about this. And so we had a discussion. It was great. I'm really good friends with Luxander.
Luxander's awesome.
But like, if you come at someone and are just like, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to have a
conversation.
I'm not going to have a conversation with you.
Who is?
Yeah.
Who do they actually expect? I've seen people expect people to continue a conversation. In spite of that, it's like, who's really going to do that? Why would you expect that of anybody?
It would be a waste of time, and I don't like wasting time.
Well, I mean, that's like my Follow Friday this week. My Follow Friday this week had an image with a Bill Nye quote that was the biggest thing, something along the lines of the biggest adversary, or what is it? If you want to know why people become atheists, talk to an average Christian. Which is true, because if you say average, you're not saying all, but you're saying just the person on the street that doesn't really know the theology all that great. And one person just automatically commented and is like, not all Christians are stupid.
Nobody said that.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not having a conversation with this person.
Well, they called you a bigot, which was false. It was absolutely false.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense to me than just the fact somebody said not all, because people do get defensive like that. It doesn't surprise me. I think I've done it a few times.
Hashtag not all bigots.
But that was ridiculous, because it wasn't attacking the people. It was attacking the conversations that are just absolutely mind-numbing. Like, we can't be critical of boring and asinine conversations, really? Yeah.
But just somebody saying not all doesn't exactly make me think that they're saying you can't be critical of what you're talking about. Sometimes used for that, but it is also sometimes used by people who are just a little bit defensive.
Yeah, but that's
category and don't fit what you're saying.
They didn't approach it as, not all Christians or not all, they just went straight to the bigotry. They said, this is bigoted.
Yeah,
and so it was like,
that's
no.
not going to help. No, that's a terrible approach, even if they were defensive. It's just not going to help.
Yeah.
Ever.
Asinine conversations aren't people. So... yeah.
No, but talking to an average Christian still involves a person, aka an average Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does, but it's like, just because it involves the person doesn't mean that we're saying that the person is asinine, but the conversation to be had with them. It's the dynamic between.
Like, okay, so the very basic foundation of Christianity makes absolutely no sense from outside the faith.
Yeah.
Agreed.
you have to accept that an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving God that created the entire universe couldn't think up a plan that didn't involve human sacrifice.
That and the Earth is 6,000
Oh no,
years
we're
old.
not even going with the 6,000.
No,
It's just
because
like
that's only literalists that believe in a young Earth. That's not everybody who is Christian by any stretch.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Not even your average Christian.
the average.
You have to accept what you said.
The average Christian in like Texas and Arkansas that I've spoken to believe that.
Yeah, but what I was saying was just the basic foundation of the Christian faith itself, not young earth creationism, because you can be a Christian and not follow young earth creationism.
That's true.
The idea that God's plan centered around a human sacrifice,
that's weird.
Makes no sense. No sense at all for anyone outside the faith. If you're looking at it and you're going, well, couldn't God could have just been like, hey, it's okay, I'll give you another chance.
Of course.
I've got nothing but time.
Yeah, if they are all powerful and all knowing, then that should be something within their ability.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous at its absolute base. It's not even like you have to be going to the extremes for it to be absurd, though the extremes are obviously more absurd.
Yeah.
I wonder, lady.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Faye. How are you?
I'm okay.
You staying warm?
Yeah, but I have to go out there. Wait. Not looking forward to it.
I bet not. We're looking to see if we might be snowed in with all of this.
It might be.
I shoveled today and it sucked.
Yeah.
Had an asthma attack halfway through.
Oof.
Not fun.
Well, if it's too cold, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's in the 20s here. It's in the 20s here, and hubby on his way home from work, the door was frozen closed. Then he had to go run by Walmart anyway, which apparently was a pretty good thing because it also got frozen open after he got it open. And then,
wow.
On top of that, it had been snowing pretty hard for a while, and to the point that my brother made a comment about that outside it actually looked like the game we were playing at the time, The Long Dark.
Creepy.
That's funny, though.
Kind of funny, but also not so good in, the middle of the country.
It's a little ominous, yes. Yeah. It's like the beginning of every horror movie.
It's like that all the time.
You sound
he said
different.
St. Louis. He said St. Louis looks like that all the time.
Your voice changed.
Huh?
Her
voice changed?
Yeah, Lady Unicorn's voice changed.
My sibling in the room said something.
Yes.
Hi, New Stoics.
Hi.
It must be nice being in sunny Florida where it's 80 degrees.
Oh, I'd die. I hate that.
It's not always 80 down there.
I would rather deal with the snow and the cold than deal with 80 degrees.
Yeah.
I would too.
I just think Florida and I think 80 degrees. It's just what I do.
Well, my aunt, before she passed away, who lived in Florida, she would complain about it being freezing in the 40s.
Yeah.
Hey, 70 degrees is perfect.
It's a little too warm for me.
70's not bad. 70's
I
fine.
like 65.
Why is Nacha here?
Because he wanted to be.
Nacha, hi.
Hey everyone.
Hello, Nacha.
Thanks for having me. Even though Iwan doesn't like it.
Congrats on 500, seriously.
Thank you.
Nacha is stalking me.
Well, what else is new?
He's been in he's been in every chat that I've been in for like the last 2 weeks. He constantly retweets everything I say and likes whatever I do.
Oh, he loves you.
He's creeping me out.
Well, I intended from the
It's-
start for it to be pretty well open to most anyone who wanted to join. So, like, I didn't intend to, like, start a fight in here or something, but I did intend for people to be able to join.
Well,
Hey,
Matt-
there's
Matt-
never going to be a fight because they both agree that Peter Pan peanut butter is
The absolute best. That was your line, Bob.
America's choice.
Yeah, there you go.
America's choice. I'm the absolute best.
Oh, that's right. It's
Exactly.
America's choice.
And they agree, and they both agree that I'm the best.
Well,
So-
even if I agreed about the peanut butter, I don't exactly have the choice of choosing any of them. I just get what's given all the time.
Well, choosy
Well,
moms
by rights,
choose.
I was going to say, I don't get any of those peanut butters, so yeah.
Most of the time, I end up with some weird names that just happen to get donated to churches and
Choiceless moms choose whatever they get.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Oh. But thankfully, there's a church that does like come around to this trailer park and gives out a bag of food frequently, like about most Saturdays, not every Saturday, but most of the time they will. And they came by, predictably, this morning.
Awesome.
Got a little bit more spaghetti and spaghetti
Nice.
sauce, but probably the canned stuff that I prefer to not use if I can avoid it. I have to doctor up.
Yeah,
got a
well,
can of corn, got some cookies.
I'm making chili tomorrow.
yeah, chili.
Oh, a can of tuna, apparently.
Hi, Duke.
Hello.
I absolutely love Duke. He's awesome.
He is fun.
Definitely
Hey
beautiful.
everyone, tweet it out. Get it out in front of people.
Yeah,
It's a celebration. You need
Yeah,
It's a celebration.
help.
we're celebrating and we're talking about peanut butter. Which, by the way, I wanted to ask: has anybody here tried the powdered peanut butter?
Yeah.
Ew.
I have not.
And no, I have not.
I have.
What do you think of that?
No.
Awesome.
No.
I like it because not to use as peanut butter, but to cook with, like to put into
No.
cakes and stuff, because it gives
Yeah.
the flavor without all the greasy.
Well, I was
Whatever.
just
You know what's
wondering,
even
like,
better? You put like vanilla ice cream in your blender with a little bit of that peanut butter, and you blend it up, and it makes a great shake.
Yum.
Because peanut butter can be greasy, but this stuff isn't. So you get like, you can make a great milkshake with it.
well, I'm not surprised it isn't because you can't dehydrate fat.
Look at Matt. He's in pain.
I know because he likes his extremely greasy peanut butter.
It's
But-
true, though.
Like, I couldn't even stomach the idea of powdered peanut butter.
Well, that's the thing. You're thinking about it too much. You have to think like taste.
Yeah, don't
It's a
overthink
taste
it.
thing. It's not a thought thing.
It didn't taste like peanut butter. It didn't taste like peanut butter at all.
Did
It
you
tasted-
try it with vanilla ice cream?
Well, no, I didn't try it with. I
Well,
tried it
then
as
you're-
peanut butter.
You're not.
Did you
It
put it
may
in
be
your
good in other
Did
things
you
and
just
not be
dip
good
your
peanut
finger in it and stick it in your mouth?
No,
Did
no,
you-
Snarky made me some.
Yeah, I made him some and I put it in his butt and he didn't like it.
She didn't put it
Oh,
in my
of course.
butt.
Duke said he whipped up his risotto tonight. That sounds good.
Ooh.
Risotto. I think of oh my god, the Hell's Kitchen guy, Gordon Ramsay, anytime I hear risotto.
Yeah, and that's the texture thing in the chat. The texture of powdered peanut butter is not the same as peanut butter, and it is disgusting.
Yeah, but if it's
Texture is very important.
it is very important. I could see it being useful in something that you would put other powders in, like if you're making baked goods and just want the taste of peanut butter, it might be okay. Though I still wonder because fat content is part of both, and you cannot dehydrate fat.
Yeah.
There are some commercial processes that can sort of do it for a few things, but like
I love powdered peanut butter.
you have to
though.
make sure. I have to make sure when I'm dehydrating stuff that if I do any meat for any reason, that the fat's removed. Because
Yeah,
I need
if-
to keep it from preserving.
If you use it like to bake a cake or something like that, you can always add more fat to it.
Yeah.
So it
But-
would and you
Quite a
could
bit.
also
Modify
you could also add like a little bit of shortening.
True.
That would
but
be a
when you do
fat.
Yeah.
baked goods, like everything counts. The amount of liquid,
Yes.
the amount of fat, the amount of dry goods, the whole
Substituting
thing counts.
things. Yeah, if you're substituting things,
Like-
you have to go look up how to properly do it because it has to have similar chemical reactions to work. Yeah.
I think if you're
Uh-huh.
just making it as a peanut butter, that it should have a little shortening with it.
Yeah, that would probably improve it to actually have some kind of fat because fat is a big part of peanut butter normally.
Mm-hmm.
But the shortening is probably going to be way less healthy than just actual fat from peanuts. So
Well,
I wouldn't like try to use it as actual peanut butter. I use it in drinks. You know, a little chocolate ice cream with some peanut butter.
yeah, I'm just not as big on peanut butter
Very
flavor into
cool.
things.
A lot of people are though, so that makes sense. Where you know,
Aww. Matt.
Are we still talking about peanut butter?
Sad.
We could return to the other subject, which was human sacrifice. Does that make you happy? No?
Yeah.
Human
He would much
sacrifice makes
prefer
me
that, I'm
happy.
sure.
We can do human sacrifice. That would make you happy.
hmm
He's my dead friend.
I'd rather sacrifice a human than eat powdered peanut butter.
Nah, I'll take your portion since you don't like it. I'll be a good friend and I'll take your portion of the powdered peanut butter.
Okay.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, I get more powdered peanut butter that way.
Snarky. You got to learn that when you're dealing with copyrighted material, you got to change it slightly. So you have to be like,
She didn't go over 20 seconds, so she's fine.
congratulations for being a pal.
Oh my.
Condolences for knowing me.
Blow me.
You have to do it over like 20 seconds, though, right?
Not for music. Music is a lot shorter. Like music, you
Oh,
can't.
like 8
Just a
seconds.
tiny bit.
It's my.
I'll have to
comfort.
check. Tim Minchin actually gave us the amount of time. I just have to
And
check.
it would also somewhat vary as far as how much you can legally use by country and by type of material and by type of thing you're making with said material. And
Yep.
and then of course with YouTube,
Nice and complicated.
and then of course with YouTube, it's just basically, oh, you don't want somebody trying to take your money from it? Do as little as possible.
It's just the pop culture reference.
Pop culture reference.
Like-
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Pop.
I'm not really worried about anything happening because of that, though.
I'm scared now.
You should be.
I'm gonna go back to my box of shame again.
You should.
Apparently, that's where I belong.
Yes.
I happen to have looked into way too much when it comes to copyright. I'm just glad we finally have stuff going in the public domain again.
See, my issue is I look at too many bunny pictures and videos, so I don't have time to look up copyright law.
I wouldn't expect everybody to anyway. Though it's a good idea to have some idea if you're going to be making content.
Yeah, there's bunnies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a list of stuff somewhere of stuff that's going to the public domain?
Oh, there's a
Yes.
list somewhere you can at least find out when. If anything that was copyrighted before a certain date.
Like 1920 or 21 now.
It's in the 20s, yeah.
Because I do recall at the start of this year, or no, it would have been the end of last year, in anticipation of the start of this year, I remember watching something that explained all these different pop songs and, movies as well, depending on, whether it's a movie or a song, it has a different year that releases the copyright. But they're starting to hit actual hits now where, there are songs that you'll know and that, every now and then still might even be played and paid for on the radio are now going to be public domain.
And it also
Are you
calling me old?
And it also does somewhat depend on the country too, because different countries have different things in the public domain
of
right now.
original release and stuff. Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I just found some stuff. Cecil B. DeMille's very first, the silent version of the Ten Commandments, is public domain now. A lot of Charlie Chaplin's films, Buster Keaton's Laurel and Hardy, Felix the Cat, Music, like Yes, We Have No Bananas.
Oh, that was a hit.
Yes,
So
Yes, We
we
Have No
can-
Bananas was a hit. It was actually. It was about the banana.
Yeah, it would have
plague.
been.
Do you know that the banana we eat now is not the banana that we used to eat? And that's why
You
banana.
obviously haven't watched all of my videos, Iwan. I am offended.
Have you mentioned this?
I have actually, yes.
I've never watched.
It was in one of my
videos.
recent videos as well. God damn, you're an asshole.
I've never watched any of your videos, Nacha. You found me
out. Believe that. I'd believe that too.
Who are you?
But yeah, the bad thing though is that still by the time that they stopped actually fighting to keep extending the copyright length, we still have a situation where basically nobody is going to have anything. Nobody, well, there might be a few people alive now, but very few people, if any, alive right now, will ever see something created in their lifetime naturally enter the public domain.
Why?
Because of how long they kept extending copyright. Yeah, at least in the US.
Yeah.
Because of the whole Mickey Mouse thing.
Yep. Which was all crazy.
Disney.
Yay, Disney. Such a great guy and / corporation.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. But that's not even my worst problem with copyright. It's a problem I have with it, don't get me wrong. But I have a bigger problem with the DMCA, and specifically the section in it that has to do with copyrighting, or not copyrighting, with bypassing mechanisms put in place to protect their rights. Yeah. That specifically makes it illegal to bypass DRM, which effectively can make it illegal to repair and modify countless things. There have been people who have had problems with repairing tractors because they put DRM into components that would keep it from accepting a new part unless you correct that DRM.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's perfectly legal to do what they were doing, except for that part. There have been actual problems to do with it.
Yep.
There's a big push, especially in the car and general industry, which is pissing off a lot of people like farmers, because as you say, with specifically like tractors, there are a lot of, way out in the middle of nowhere, where you ain't gonna find a qualified, signed off, by the company mechanic kind of thing. You need to be able to fix your own stuff, and they've made it so that on purpose, they've made it so that you can't fix your own stuff. I
think they're flirting with a couple of lawsuits.
Yeah, well, they've found a way to bypass things that are supposed to be people's right. And Badger's joined.
Oh, the Badger slipped into the
muted.
Coop.
Yeah, he's still muted right now. But
Badger.
There we go.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Apologies for the shittest microphone in the world. I'm on the wrong computer.
Oh, that's all right. We'll forgive you. Yeah. Just this once.
I like how you include all of us with that forgiveness.
Volunteer, I guess.
I volunteered your forgiveness.
Me personally,
okay. Well, I'll forgive you.
I'm gonna see, God is my role model, so I'm going to need a blood sacrifice.
Yes.
I hope that team isn't around.
Then you'll be atoned.
Is sweet chili sauce okay?
Depends.
It's gotta be
good. A bottle of that here.
What about what is it? Carolina Reaper. so with tube of that sauce, that'll work.
Well, sweet chili's all I've got here, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but you can't just offer sweet chili sauce alone.
Can't half-ass it.
This is really cheap sweet chili sauce. Really good sweet chili sauce.
Really?
Oh God.
I just don't think that's gonna do it.
Did it for my dinner.
Yeah, you just can't offer that alone.
You ate sweet chili sauce for your dinner?
That sounds like a horrible dinner, to be honest. Just sweet chili
Not
sauce.
by itself, but it really added to the experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't just offer sweet chili sauce.
What other food experience were you having?
I got mayonnaise as well.
Mayonnaise and chili sauce?
Okay.
It's okay. It's Polish mayonnaise.
You know what? I would just like to say that I could see some British people surviving off of mayonnaise and sweet chili sauce.
Yeah. It's like some kind of pose law thing. You can't tell if it's legit or not. You know, you're not making this meal sound any better.
Considering the fact it's supposed to be like a payment.
Now tell us you had brown sauce with it. And
Worcestershire.
I did have sauce that was brown with it.
That's a lot of condiments.
It was Branston pickle
I'm worried
sauce.
about your pancreas.
So, what was there besides condiments? Anything?
Bacon mostly.
What?
hey,
Wait, you had bacon and
bread.
And you put brown sauce.
you're not American.
Well, we knew.
Stop baking our foods.
Well, I was going to say no. This is real British bacon, but actually no. It was closer to American bacon because it was what we would call streaky bacon.
Yes. You have the most delicious names for foods.
I don't normally get the streaky bacon, but it was on special offer, so...
You know what I like with my streaky bacon? Some brown sauce.
I hear the word streak, and I think of soiled underpants, so...
Yeah, that's what I think of, too.
See,
got some soiled underpants.
Streak
bacon.
is running around naked.
Yeah.
See, I have this picture in my mind that you like rolled the bacon and then like stuck it in the mayonnaise jar and just poured brown sauce. The little chili.
You can talk, Notch. You're not called sandals, thongs.
Hey, they used to be called thongs here. They were called thongs here when I was a kid, and then thong underwear changed.
I'm very concerned.
Remember that?
Yep.
I remember them being called that. I've more heard them called flip-flops, though.
Because my grandma used to buy me thongs every summer.
No.
I did not need to know that.
Showing demo.
Yeah. Grandma bought me thongs every summer, and I loved them.
No wonder she got ran over by that reindeer.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you killed him.
So how many years of therapy did you need after the thong thing?
See, I remember in the 80s, it's true though, they were called thongs. My mom I remember having to go and fetch her thongs.
Yeah.
In my area, we called them flip-flops.
And so I suppose like the thongs, the thing that you guys call thongs is like what we call G-strings, right? Or G-bangers. There's many other different
G-bangers?
G-bangers.
G-bangers. What the? Like, what kind
There's like 20 million different stupid-ass names like that. You have no idea.
I'm not quite sure what the official terminology would be around here. I suppose it would be just underwear. But certain
specific type.
Certain older members of my family would refer to them as undercrackers.
Undercrackers, right? That's an interesting one.
We call it butt floss.
At least I tell you which kind.
And there is, of course, the expression "don't get your knickers in a twist."
I think they were called G-strings where I was from.
Oh man.
So many random topics.
So I would like to share a story.
First.
I'd like to share a story about a girl that I went to high school with that started wearing thong underwear, and she complained to several people how uncomfortable they were and how
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
She constantly had to adjust them because they hurt, And come to find out, yeah, she was wearing them backwards.
I thought so.
Oh,
Oh,
Ow. Yeah.
well, I
No.
mean, have you guys seen them? I don't know if they call them micro bikinis or they literally are just a string from one side to the other.
oof,
I don't understand it.
I don't want.
Mm.
I have to ask my
It
sister
just
if
looks
she
like it
has
would
any.
be uncomfortable.
Sounds like it would be too.
Did
I
you
don't
say
even-
you'll ask your sister if she has any?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even want to wear the others we were talking about, so I definitely don't want to wear that.
Yeah.
Don't
Just no.
anyone else have relatives who wear strange things?
Not that I discuss with.
All my
No,
relatives wear bloomers.
Like
I'm the
I have
relative
a
who
pair
wears
of
strange
those.
things.
I don't have a clue what my type of underwear my brother wears.
You don't talk. What? You don't talk about those things?
No.
And like the strangest things I can think of that I've known people who wear, other than what I've heard of my father wearing before I was born, the strangest things would just be basic cross dressing. But
Yeah,
what
I
he
seem
wore,
to be. Sorry, go on.
but what he wore before I was born included a set of rainbow suspenders over a lime green 3-piece suit.
Well, that's probably
Oh my
pretty
God.
That
awesome.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
seem to
sounds
be the
awesome.
relative that wears strange things in my family.
I want to wear that.
My transition, the evolution of underpants for Iowan, was, of course,
God.
I mean, of course, there was diapers to begin with, but then there was underoos, and
Oh
I
my
had
God.
Mario, and I had Ninja Turtle underoos, and I had Mega Man underoos, and after that, it was like tidy whities for forever, and then I discovered boxers, and boxers were way better than tidy whities, but they still weren't comfortable. Like the regular boxers, sometimes they get rolled up, and they kind of like cinch into your leg.
That doesn't sound fun.
It's not comfortable.
No.
So then
Mhm.
Hanes invented the amazing boxer brief, which is just the most comfortable
I was
underwear
going to
to ever
suggest
wear.
that.
And
If you get them out of bamboo, you sweat less too.
bamboo boxer briefs. That sounds like they would have splinters. I don't
No,
know.
no,
Yeah,
they're,
that's the first thing I
There's a
thought.
lot of things
So
out
they're
of bamboo.
super soft
Like you-
and you don't sweat.
Really,
I
You
haven't
don't get the
personally
ass
tried
swamp.
wearing wooden
manufacturing is
underwear, but
on par.
It's not really wood. It just uses the fibers from
well, no,
Right.
bamboo for the.
bamboo is technically a grass. But
You mean they
it
don't
counts
weave
as a
it?
hardwood for carpentry.
You don't get the
purposes.
ass swamp.
So
The
you
ass
don't.
swamp.
So it's not like weaved together like a basket.
Like I've noticed
No, it's not.
with boxer briefs themselves, you don't get the ass swamp that you do with regular boxers. Like regular boxers, you got a swamp.
You know, like a wire mesh little wooden fence that you can unroll and put around your vegetable patch. That's
Mhm.
kind of the construction process I'm imagining for bamboo underwear.
That sounds awesome.
Obviously,
Right?
you don't have any.
Oh, I wonder where we'd go if we started talking about charcoal in
It's
them
the-
to make them absorbent.
It's the
That's just wrong.
chain link underwear. That's what you need.
Look, the smell of farts is a natural thing. I will not cover my natural glory
You
with
know-
charcoal.
You know what I'm getting him for Christmas? Charcoal underwear.
Well,
No, a charcoal
I don't know if they-
filtered butt plug.
And I tell you what, I will use that to
Oh.
start my barbecue.
I have a
Oh,
charcoal
Good
toothbrush.
Lord.
Yeah,
All
well,
of the
some of the
dinner
charcoal
deal.
products are more for the women in the chat.
You know what? You don't have a barbecue, so that's not going to work.
I have a
I-
charcoal toothbrush, and now I have to go to the dentist again.
Why would you use a charcoal toothbrush?
Wow.
Oh man.
I think we've uncovered why the mystery of why British people Like the stereotype of the bad teeth. They're brushing with charcoal, and that's
I got
not.
the most beautiful.
I've heard of people
here.
brushing their teeth with chimney soot.
You know what my
I was
grandmother
going to say, and I've seen Mary Poppins. There's a lot of chimneys in England.
when my grandma was a smoker, she was a chain smoker back in like the 1960s and 70s, and in order to get the stains off her teeth, she used to brush with Comet.
What about
Well, was
I'm
it
just
effective?
still wondering what we're talking about. This is great. I got the most beautiful thing when I asked why you would brush your teeth with a charcoal toothbrush. My wife in there just gave me this weird look and was like, "What?" And just now, after waiting a few minutes, she's like, "What did I hear about a charcoal toothbrush?"
Now we've moved on to Comet toothpaste, which is
Yeah,
smart.
now
Yeah,
we've
what's
moved
Comet?
on to Comet
Okay,
toothpaste.
Comet is an abrasive that you use to clean like stainless steel and
Porcelain.
porcelain.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you want to get rid of your enamel entirely,
And
Did
she
she have
used to
teeth like Jaws and James Bond?
no, but she used to use it and
Was
brush
she
her
trying to
teeth with
get
it.
teeth like that?
No, she was just trying to get teeth that didn't have tobacco stain.
Oh,
And I guess it worked, but it probably wasn't healthy.
Oh, and I'm
was she
sure
trying
it's
not
not
to have
healthy.
enamel stain?
Huh? What?
Was she trying not to have enamel on her teeth? Like
Yeah.
that weird white staining on the outside of her teeth.
I would assume that's
She
why she
doesn't
lost
have it.
her teeth. But yeah,
that'll do it. If that's your goal.
but my grandmother can also remember women using Lysol as feminine hygiene.
Oh, used to be Lysol.
Well then, I also heard that I've also heard about Listerine being originally a cleaning product.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken a Lysol bath.
Did you know that the statement, "If it burns, you know it's working"?
Yep,
Yikes!
Yeah, that's bad.
I've done that.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not a good sign in general.
I do have a certain amount of OCD. I now I bathe in bleach. It's not as bad. So
What?
That's not as ridiculous as you might think. My wife's actually had instructions from a doctor to do so over.
Thank you
infections.
for saying that, because everyone
You
gives
have
me
to be
shit for
careful.
the bleach bath.
You have to be careful though on the quantity of bleach in said water.
I know.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
a
it is
small
a thing.
fluffy animal, so if I was to bathe in bleach, I'd go entirely white.
Yes, I assume that Faye is very pale.
Yeah. I am. But I still have all my freckles.
I'm pale too, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's okay.
I still have all my freckles.
Bits of me are pale.
See, that's totally different for me because, like, no, I'm not even going to go there.
Well, I mean, you can't start that and then just stop. Now we're all curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
I'm very dark-skinned below the waist.
Is this a euphemism?
No, it's not a euphemism.
He's saying he's big.
No, I'm not. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying. I'm saying.
You go to
Like, here's my skin shade here. If I were to plop my dick out, you would think I was a completely different race.
Did you go to a faulty
No,
tanning booth?
No, that's just how it is.
Why are we talking about his junk?
It's
Because
friction.
he said he had
It's
pasty
clothing
bits.
brought it
friction.
up.
It's clothing friction. It will change the color of your skin. Don't ask me how I know these things.
No,
Uh,
no, it was
Yeah.
it was
Just the
Badger saying
shadow.
it was Badger saying he had pasty bits.
Well,
And-
Oh, okay. So you're
I'm not
comparing
saying you're
Pale.
that.
pale because, well, look at me. I'm I'm black and white all over.
Yes.
It's badger, you see.
I assume you're not actually a badger.
No, he's actually a badger. Look at him. He's moving. He's talking. He's
What
No,
next,
he's a real
Iowan?
badger.
I was just thinking it
next
takes me
time
so
when
long
you
to
say-
type anything. It's because I'm typing it with pause.
I bet next he's going to try to claim that I'm not unicorn.
I bet you'd be really bad with a touchscreen.
I have seen
don't
you
like
on
badgers.
camera, Lady Unicorn, and I know that you're Steve McRae doing a voice.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
god!
So
Whoa.
What? Bad,
Yeah,
Iowa.
you know,
bad.
You know what, Badger? I'm really impressed at how long that cigar has lasted. You've been smoking that same cigar for months.
But I'm pretty sure I can prove I'm not Steve McRae. You know how? Just by accepting the colloquial definition of atheism.
Hey,
You are a sinner against the
That's-
Pope
no,
of agnosticism.
no, that's exactly what he would do
The
if he was
Papa.
trying to trick us all.
No, you can, I can prove you're not Steve McRae because you got back to me on Twitter.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
I'm getting
No offense to him. He's a nice chap, but I have been trying to get hold of him for like 2 days now.
I also can, actually talk to Bionic Dance and not have to worry about giant fish.
Bananas.
I too like bananas.
Everyone likes bananas.
Banana nana.
Yeah. Why does your cigar never light up?
That's the secret of making it last forever.
I would just like to
Well,
say that sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Other times, he's compensating. That's what I'm saying. He's compensating.
I'm not going there.
Compensating for my lava lamp, it's actually like not a real one.
Yeah, lava lamps don't work like that.
No, they don't. And yes, I do know that.
Now, here's the thing. I've always wanted an actual lava lamp, but the closest I've got is this shitty virtual one.
Yeah, little Snarky got a
At least you've
lava
got
lamp
that.
for Christmas.
Because they
She
don't make them like they
exploded
used
yet?
to anymore.
Oh, God. Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They still light up. The lava moves just the
Back in
same.
my day, they made lava lamps that'll burn your house down.
Oh, okay. I don't like this new
Without the risk
They-
and
What next?
danger
You
of
need to get off
death
your
and
lawn?
destruction, it's just not worth it.
They look the same. At least the ones that the one we have looks the same as the old timey ones.
New
And
Stoic
so
says,
if
"What
there's
is a
this
lava
new-
lamp?"
That was the discussion I had with Bionic Dance in that stream we were in. Just said that we're all just talking about whatever, and I just ended up saying, "No, I love your lava lamp." Then she went and got the lava lamp, turned the lava lamp on.
I'm holding back here. I just am.
Lava lamps.
Bananas.
Thrifty's saying you have to get the hot liquid magma first.
Yes. The new Stoics is stuck in ancient Greece. Ha! That's funny. We talked about Greece earlier, but a different kind. The greasy unicorn is what Lady Unicorn's going to change your channel to.
No, if I was better at animating, I would probably just make that intro I was talking about just to reference it, not actually use it constantly, but just to,
Did you hear about that? Did you hear about the archaeologist?
Oh, please continue.
He went off he went off to do an archaeological dig, and he was out studying the Spartans at Thermopylae, the dig site there, and he found some spearheads and whatever, and then he went home and realized that he forgot to turn on the dishwasher. So he opened his dishwasher and found all the dishes all congealed, covered in like 2-month-old chip fat. And he opened it up and he just went, "Look at all this ancient grease."
Yeah, I think we need the cricket.
You didn't expect to be rewarded for that, did you?
I wish I had. I wish I had a tomato.
Throw it.
Or is it tomato?
Tomato, lotto.
There's a bit of Fry and Laurie episode where they were talking about tummy toes. Tummy toes.
I'm so lost.
Me too. It's okay.
Pronunciations of tomato.
Okay.
Yeah, they made it sound like
do
they were saying tummy toes instead of tomatoes because.
How do you say tummy toes, Notcha?
Tummy toes, right?
Yeah.
No, because I heard the tummy toes thing, and I just didn't click with tomatoes.
Tummy toes.
And to be honest, I kind of say both tomato and tomato. It just depends which flows better with the sentence. But I don't say potato.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're the first person I've actually known of who said tomato at all.
What's wrong with tomatoes?
Tummy toe.
Just not used to hearing it said.
How does it flow better in certain sentences?
Yeah, I've been trying to imagine that.
Let's go get the tomato, or hey mate, let's get some tomatoes. I don't know, like what does that mean, Nacha? You just confused me completely.
Basically, right. It depends on how I've said, the words before it. It just if it rhymes or if it rolls off the tongue easier one way or the other way.
A tomato apologist.
Hey, I've heard
it all.
So I could be like just in a general conversation and say tomato, but then if I'm being a bit silly or something, I might have a more slang to my voice.
Sure.
And I'll go tomato.
Tomato.
That sounds likely.
Right.
I reckon.
So do y'all know that like the first 5 minutes of this stream none of you saw because it was unlisted?
Yeah, it's just except for the fact it'll probably still be there.
Yeah, it'll still be there.
But yeah.
I'll have to go back and find the lost 5 minutes.
I'm so great at this.
Welcome to my universe.
Oh, like everybody's stream. Everybody that streams has some kind of tech issue. In fact, I'm shocked if a stream goes just perfectly well, perfectly smoothly, no tech issues. I'm really shocked when it happens.
When that happens, you can't stay on topic.
Yeah.
I used to do
What? There's streams that stay on topic ever?
Who does that? What are these topics of which you speak?
Who likes to listen to topics we've already been through?
Topic. I thought it was like a kind of chocolate bar.
Chocolate.
It's not a topic, it's a topic.
But
I
no,
used to do
seriously.
like gaming streams. I used to do gaming streams on a different thing. And I realized that my internet connection is not up to playing an online game and streaming an online game at the same time.
I wouldn't be able to stream. I probably wouldn't be able to,
I'm sort of in the same
stream
boat.
video well at all.
So I was playing this game, and some guy just popped into the Twitch chat and just said, "Quality is wank," and left again. I was there like, oh.
But yeah, I've seen so many live streams, and there are a few that actually are like good at staying on whatever they're supposed to be. There's some channels that do that, but I've seen so many people use live streams as an excuse to either make crap content without having to worry about, fixing it later, or just like this, but actually supposed to be something.
Stop fucking talking about me.
Oh, if you were the only one, I mean, I wish there was only one person like that. Plus, yours are a hell of a lot better than many of them we're talking about.
Yeah, I usually keep them on topic pretty well.
Yours are actually good enough. I don't mind going back and watching some of them.
Yeah.
If I'm not there live. Most live streams I end up missing, and then I want no part of watching after because, like, this is an hour or it's 2 hours or whatever, and I know there's going to be like 20 tangents in there that have nothing to do with anything. And finding what I actually wanted to find out.
You're describing my channel now.
I must say I really like this whole premiere feature that YouTube did. It's a really...
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it if YouTube got their shit together and took the videos that haven't actually released yet and the live streams and like moved them to a section on the top or the side or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it would
instead of having it in the middle of things, because depending on how many people schedule things, I can have anything from it's no big deal, like there's one over here or something, to if I'm backlogged for like a week of videos, go in there and it's like, last week, okay, now here's 10 different things that are scheduled for sometime this week.
Yeah, like YouTube could fix all that if all they did was add a sort feature to the subscription feed.
I reckon, right?
I mean, like, how hard is that? Just add a sort feature. But I do realize now I've learned how to use premieres. I hated them at first, but if you're there and you're interacting, you get more viewers.
You can also get super chats during it.
Yeah, and now that I'm monetized, I'm a total and complete shill and all about the money.
So I'm not monetized, and I liked the premieres when they first came out, and I still like them.
Yeah,
I like the premieres.
It gives a good point.
Gives me the opportunity to like, have all the benefits of doing a live stream without having to actually be charismatic or like personable.
And yeah, Purple says premieres are screwing up notifications. To a certain degree, they are fixing this. YouTube is removing a feature that a lot of people use where it automatically posts to social media and stuff and notifies. That's going to be removed.
Link that up.
I already bypassed that.
Yeah, with IFTTS, is it or
it's IFTTT because it's if this then that.
It's this then that. And using that, you can do whatever you want with it.
I actually could automate my Facebook page. I didn't know it would work because last time I tried, it didn't actually have an option for pages anymore.
Yeah, and to be fair, the notifications on YouTube have been screwy the whole time anyway.
Notifications suck.
And the whole integration. Go ahead.
Ooh, who's gonna go? The only one of those I've managed to get going is the automatically taking videos from my YouTube, putting them on my BitChute. But that's decided that it only wants to work about half the time now.
Yeah.
From the same service we were talking about?
No, it's just there's a feature on BitChute where when you upload a new video to YouTube, BitChute sort of scours through and grabs it and pulls it over.
Yeah,
but it seems to only do that some of the time now.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't use BitChute. I probably won't use it because as much as I'll complain about copyright being messed up and like the way it's been overused and misused, I want to eventually not just rely on my disability, and this is one of the few things that I have any hope of doing. And if it's up somewhere that people can just as easily pirate it and do whatever they want and there's no recourse at all, that kind of makes that hard to have any hope of making money.
Yeah, I get that. But no, I was gonna say when Purple Rhymes with Orange said notifications were never good. Since premieres, they are less than useless. But the thing with YouTube is the greatest platform to put your stuff on that absolutely nothing works.
That's
It
true,
well,
though.
They have no
summary.
good
No,
competition.
The video playing works sometimes.
Yeah, the player works most of the time. But
When you're
Screen,
not
sort of.
buffering, it works just fine.
Yeah.
My
It's-
download speed's pretty good, so I don't actually have buffering issues most of the time. I just know I wouldn't be able to stream much in the way of video or whatever due to the upload speed.
yeah, it's like when it comes to the premiere feature, YouTube decided that they were going to add the 2-minute countdown. Why they start the 2-minute countdown when the show's supposed to start makes no sense. Also, they gave content creators no way to change the countdown or the level of the music. You know,
I wouldn't
YouTube.
mind changing what the music is.
Yeah, but YouTube is a
that too.
company that is based around videos. They should understand that super loud music is bad,
Yeah,
but they don't.
they
They
really
don't.
don't.
I mean, you could always take a clip of that thing, like just when you know a premiere is going to start, set up OBS or something to record that, and then try to make any video you want to premiere level with it. So people are already adjusting, and then it doesn't cause the problem. But yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to just be like, okay, this is always too loud. Let's turn it down here.
Yeah.
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 And another thing too is like if people come on, I want people that come to my premieres, I want them to expect it to be on time. And they got to wait 2 minutes for that stupid countdown, and you can't turn the clock back 2 minutes. It has to be like 45 or 15 minutes before, and that's
You just say, I have my new video premiering. It is scheduled for 7:32.
Yeah.
pretty much. Like my videos
Yeah.
premiere, they actually premiere at like 3:02. It's ridiculous.
At least they've got it to where you can properly rewind now.
Yeah.
So you can go to a premiering video and watch it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And when they originally did the premiere thing, you couldn't add in screens until after it had premiered.
Yeah.
And you couldn't check the check the quality of the upload. So it was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They fixed that, but
They did fix that.
I've
and
noticed
thankfully-
that like the captions, it seems like it probably won't be able to set that up beforehand because it's always trying to create the captions like it does on a live stream, not like it does for the videos, which is stupid.
That is pretty dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully maybe they can actually still let you set timings, but I doubt it because like how would you be able to set up captions for a live stream? It hasn't happened. And they seem to be using the system as if it was a live stream.
I'm one of these lazy
Hence my calling
do captions.
Yeah. Hence my calling it from the start pseudo live. It pretends to be live, but it's actually a pre-recorded and edited video.
Yes. That once you get monetization, you can get super chats on, which is awesome.
Well,
I wonder
for me,
why everyone's suddenly premiering all their
Probably,
videos.
yeah.
Well, for me, it'd
Yeah,
be
no,
once I get monetized and have somebody to help me make sure I'm recording things correctly and know where I can get a hold of an accountant without necessarily having money. And, yeah.
So, when it comes to getting because Nachi, you've reached 1,000 subscribers. How far away from your hour thing are you?
I was like 1,000. Oh wait, I
Better
can't
start
remember
watching your
my
video,
second
yeah.
channel. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't be all that bad if you did that for me. So yeah, I'm like
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just go on my laptop and mute it, and then just open every video on your channel and see if we can get you monetized.
Unfortunately, You can't do that.
No, and what would work
Yeah,
much
if you-
better than that would be to just straight go for the uploads playlist. At
Yeah.
least that's going to be one at a time, and it should recognize it, though it might question it when you start going days on end.
Yeah, YouTube
Mhm,
actually watches to see if somehow they can tell if the tab that you have open, if it's the one that's playing, and it won't count view time for tabs that you don't actually have open and are watching. Also,
Yeah, I have tabs in the background because I generally listen to a lot of people's stuff.
yeah, see,
Yeah.
it's probably not counting that.
That's understandable, but yeah,
That's understandable.
Not so good. And I have
What a
to
question,
wonder
then.
how that's going to work
What
with
about-
my thing. Go
What
ahead.
about with dual screens then? So you've got two open, but you'll only
Yeah.
have your mouse clicked on the one because Windows lets you only
window.
operate
Yeah,
the one
it's gonna-
window.
It's going
But you're
to
still watching it on the other screen.
it's going to recognize the active window.
Yeah, it's the same
That's
reason
pretty
I
dumb.
got banned from certain video things that would pay tiny amounts of money. I would have them open and I'd be following the letter of the rules they had in place, but because there's no way to detect everything that's visible, they were trying to use the active window. So my continuing to do things with a video visible on screen, pinned above everything else, still wasn't registered.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that.
Wow.
Oof. I hate that so many things will use that because it's not really an accurate measure.
But in order to do this, like if you were to want to get Nacha view hours, you would have to set up your
Don't
laptop.
watch my videos.
Okay, yes, watch his videos. But if you're wanting to get him some extra time, you would set up like your laptop or your desktop and make sure you set it to where it does not go to sleep. And then you would have the active window playing his upload playlist, and that should get him watch time.
Another thing you could do would be the same basic thing, but with a mobile device, a tablet, a phone, whatever.
Yeah.
And YouTube should, by default, does continue to keep your device unlocked and open and visible as long as it's open. And if for some reason that's a problem, on Android at least, you can go into developer mode and set it to stay awake and just plug it in.
I do sometimes listen to videos as I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I usually listen to something that's a little less. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't generally listen to this genre of video as I'm going to sleep. I normally put on something. Actually, I normally put on something like Isaac Arthur talking about science and futurism or something.
For a while,
You are still muted, Island.
For a while, I was listening to Robert Sapolsky's behavioral.
Lordy almighty.
I made a pretty good joke. I said strange selection for a wank bank, but
You've listened to Isaac Arthur's voice, haven't you?
things happen. Things happen. It's cool. Oh. Notice I said wank bank because he's in the UK. I didn't say spank bank because it's not American.
What'd you say, Nacho?
Oh, I thought you were saying something before when Iwan was being a distracting, trying to do that.
That happens. Yeah. I was just saying, I really like to listen to lectures by Robert Sapolsky.
I'll tell you, something I used to do as a child was, when I was a little tiny badger, I would lay in bed and I'd listen to the BBC radio version of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice.
So I have sort of the first half of most of the episodes entirely memorized, and the second half I'd be asleep for.
That's funny.
Oh
At
my
any
goodness.
point, did it occur to you to start watching the movie from roughly the middle point so that you could end up learning the second half of the movie?
No.
No. Okay. Of course not. Hey, Chaos,
Recently got them on MP3, so I'm going to be listening to them all again.
They're awesome, or at least
Oh,
top
that's
down,
pretty
which is awesome.
Yeah, speaking of videos, is he there or is he not? I can't tell. I haven't developed object permanence.
Oh,
Peekaboo.
yes, you don't understand object permanence.
Speaking of
Big baby from Iowa.
speaking of premieres and videos and schedules, there's something you might be interested on tomorrow, not you?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I think, wait, no, I might have seen a different one.
I thought we were...
Have you got it premiered or?
I got it premiere.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that one. So it's like, is this the one that now like 18 hours? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if anyone was really wondering who the raccoon is, you can find out to some extent tomorrow.
What?
Okay.
Huh?
Yep.
Who?
The Iowan doesn't watch any of our videos.
Who are you people?
He's one of these. He's one of these like big shot YouTubers now. He gets paid, so he doesn't watch shit.
Hey, do y'all watch
We don't
my?
care.
Hey, do y'all watch my videos?
I do.
But I kind of feel
Let
like I
me-
have to explain
Much as I can.
something.
Let me explain something about YouTube, okay? Something that they aren't going to tell you is when you first sign up for Google AdSense, which you might have already done having a channel, it sets your name up as your channel name. When you get monetized, it says, oh, no, you can't have your channel name as your AdSense name. It has to be your real legal name. So you have to change it, which then takes time, and they have to verify all the information, which means I'm still not getting paid.
Oh no!
But yeah, I kind of feel like I have to explain something because something came up in the chat about a surprise that on the premieres they don't put like a 2-minute ad. And what I was trying to get,
Don't say that; they'll start doing it.
no, they can't. Because like I was trying to explain in the chat and was seemingly misunderstood, on top of the fact that they aren't going the right way to actually have checked the whole thing, there's the fact that they literally have people paying to avoid ads. So they would have to, even if they wanted to play a 2-minute ad there, they would have to consider that fact and still have something else to put in that 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
still
people
have something else.
like me would not see that ad, or else would be getting pissed at them for breaking their little sort of contract with us. We're paying this much to help support the people that we're watching without watching ads.
Well, they could go the MLB.TV route. And here's what they do. This is amazing because one of their selling points is no ads. But anytime there's an ad, you just get a screen that says paid advertising in progress. And that's it.
Oh,
it just
great.
sits there on the screen for like 2 minutes and then it's gone. So it's
just what
it's
you
even
need.
worse. It's worse than not having ads. It's like, why?
Oh my.
Speaking of ads and AdSense and stuff, seeing as you don't watch any of my videos, I've just been thinking maybe I'm just not going to watch any of those ads. I made a big point of like, going to make sure I watch the ads on Iwan's channel.
Not you, dude. I watch your videos as soon as I see that they're out. I love your videos, man. I watch all your videos.
So you don't know what's going on with my raccoon there.
I watch so many videos.
I see you don't know what's going on with my raccoon though, Iowa.
Oh God, no. Yeah, that bad-tempered badger's gonna do it to you.
My crying just
Oh,
made
God.
my Alexa turn on.
Oh, that would happen.
I'm not fucking talking to you, Alexa. Fucking shut up!
Well, that's really sad.
I said
Alexa,
fucking
play
shut up,
Despacito
Alexa!
too.
Sorry,
He was yelling at his Alexa.
Sorry, you sometimes you gotta get a little cross with them.
With the
Jeez, wouldn't want to be married to you.
And I scared the shit out of little Snarky.
Joking.
Just so you know,
Aw.
she's playing a video
Aw,
game
poor
on the
Snarky.
she's playing a video game on the couch, and I started screaming at the Alexa, and she's like, "What the heck is going on?"
Aw.
It was funny.
It's not fun.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
God
so I
damn.
didn't even know this one was coming in. I got another box from Amazon today.
sweet.
Ooh.
What'd you
Yeah.
get?
Somebody who doesn't want me to know who they are even made a thing about I hope it doesn't give my information. Ordered some trash bags for me, which we were about out of, so that was good. Freezer
Awesome.
bags,
That's
which is
handy.
really good because I'm gonna need airtight for the dehydrated as well.
So
One of the airtight storage container sets, and there was something else. What was it? I can't remember it off the top.
So when you put your Amazon
Oh.
like wish list on the
Mhm.
out to your adoring fan base, it's not one of these ones that's like, oh, I'd really love it if you got me like this amazing T-shirt from my favorite creator or a new teddy
Are
bear or something like that.
Are
It's
you
it's just
selling
we're getting
t-shirts
low on
on
trash
Amazon?
bags. You buy me some trash bags.
Okay.
Yes.
First off, the particular wish list that was on was specifically for household supplies because of the shit that's going on financially, and the shutdown does not help. Because we're
Shut down
on
trash
the
bags.
government. No, the government shutdown in this country that I'm in does not help things because we're actually on assistance programs that are not, some of which are not going to be funded by March. And we're not even going to have some of it in next month because they can't file paperwork. So yeah, I had a wish list out there that was literally supplies to help me get by and get things taken care of.
Yeah,
I
that
will
makes
say
sense.
that after looking at Lady Unicorn's wish list, I saw that she had some candies on hers, and I'm like, oh my god, I could have people buy me candy.
Yeah, okay, candy on my main one is just literally, hey, I like this.
I put that on my wish list.
Nothing
I
wrong
was
with
like,
that.
I fucking want some Andy's candies.
I wonder if I could set up a wish list without revealing who or where I am.
You can.
Yes.
You set it up.
Ooh.
There's actually instructions online that you can find, but it's pretty easy. You set it up as a wish list for you, not not someone else. And then you just fill in the information. They don't get your information. I had my wish list set up wrong in the past, where they were seeing it, but now it's set up where they don't get my information.
So this would be helpful for me to know by the sound
Yes.
of it, Iwan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You must help me set that up then, because I have been
That'd
wanting
be
to
a
do
way.
that myself.
That could be a way for me to get around the not wanting to try any kind of funding things because I need to put where my badger set is.
Well, you would still have to have an address with Amazon.
Also,
Yeah, but
Amazon
I
would have-
don't need to give the people buying me candy my address.
No.
Yeah,
very
What about tracking packages, though?
That's done through whatever company it's shipped with.
yeah.
That's not something that they get directly, like to see exactly where it goes or anything. I don't know if from them sending it, if they can see like it has shipped, but
yeah, they don't get the tracking info because they just pay, like they pay the money knowing it's as a gift, so they don't get any of the
I
after
wonder if
stuff.
people would buy me books.
Sure,
They probably
why not?
would.
most
I've-
anything on Amazon.
Everything sitting around me and the
New
thing I'm
car.
sitting in is from my Amazon wish list. People have been fucking crazy amazing to me.
So your ass sweat came off Amazon?
Yes, my ass sweat. No, I'm wearing boxer briefs, so there is no ass sweat.
That's
Are they
right.
bamboo
Yeah, of
ones?
course.
But Nacha, something very important for you specifically. If you have your Google AdSense set up already, which you should, make sure you put in your real information, or else you will get a letter. Once you reach monetization, Google sends you a pin, and it would have Nacha Witness on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so make sure you have your information in there so you don't get something that has your channel name on it, because I know you want to keep that secret.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, so much to consider when you're trying to keep things not known, either in the area or publicly.
Yes, I would quite like to have people send me sweets.
You can absolutely do that. And you can get ones that aren't in your local area too. Like, I love getting jelly babies, even though I'm in America.
I wonder if people would send me Twinkies.
Possibly.
Why not?
The
actually, I'd like that, because I think we get them.
The only distinction is it has to be Prime eligible, or you have to check it to where third parties can send it as well. If it's not Prime eligible, then they won't be able to actually purchase it for you. So you got to make sure
because
it has.
They need the test to send it to. So
yeah.
And if you have the third parties option,
this Twinkie scam is becoming more and more complicated by the minute.
And if you do have the third party thing on, that also can backfire, because some third parties are good about it, and some will like send a receipt or something that has where it went.
Yeah.
So it's generally better not to have that on if you're trying to keep things.
So do I have to have Amazon Prime to do this thing?
No.
Ah.
No. It's on Prime either. It just
They
the
just
Prime
have to do Prime eligible items.
Right. It has to be fulfilled by Amazon, so that Amazon having the information is enough.
Okay. I see.
Yep.
Purple Rose Lauren says, send Badger a box of grubs. Yes, please do that.
Yeah, Twinkies are overrated, Badger.
I have had Twinkies. The thing is, the pound shop in England started doing like a knockoff version of Twinkies that was better than actual Twinkies.
I could believe that.
Here's the thing. You know Twinkies. You know how they're kind of like a little foam log with cream in. These like knockoff British Twinkies were also a little kind of spongy log with cream in, but they were made with British standard cake sponge, which is a lot thicker and more filling.
Sounds good.
So I got these and I was eating them and I was, I'm eating like a small rectangular cake.
Nice.
That sounds so
Definitely
delicious,
sounds like
man.
improvement.
Do you not have Twinkies, Nacha?
I'm pretty sure you can get them at the specialty candy stores that they specialize in foreign candies and stuff. But you generally speaking, no, you can't just go to the supermarket or whatever and grab them with the rest, every other lollies.
It's really weird to hear Twinkies described as something foreign.
Well, what I would like to say also is I know that Hershey's chocolate cannot be sold as chocolate in the UK.
No.
And I am a snob about that. I prefer it over. I have had your chocolate, and to me, it tasted like a sweat log. It was awful.
Wow. Now I'm curious.
Thank you for your patronage.
You were doing it wrong.
No, their chocolate has to be way higher in the cacao number, and not for me.
I don't like darker chocolates either.
Oh, so
Thank
you
you
guys
for
like
your
milk
patronage.
chocolate.
What?
I don't mind it.
We like sweet, delicious chocolate.
I prefer like milk chocolate or semi-sweet over things
I
like
like
dark
milk
chocolate.
chocolate. I
Milk
like milk
chocolate
chocolate because it has the
tastes
word
like
milk in it.
sugared wax.
And that's good. Sugared wax is better than real chocolate. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey,
Okay, here's the
I
thing.
have family who works for Hershey.
I quite like white chocolate
Sugar
because
wax.
it's essentially just sugar wax. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. Sugar
It's-
wax
it's
is
like-
delicious.
it's like what
Hubby
you get
likes
if you
that too.
take chocolate and you take everything that's not artificial sugar flavoring out of it.
Yeah, I'm good. I like my actual milk chocolate.
Yeah.
But I don't like the dark that much. I can eat dark as long as it's not just by itself, but then I don't tend to eat milk chocolate by itself either. And then anything higher like than that, like the 60, 70, whatever percent bars. Oh. Yeah.
Snarky and I once bought a 95% cacao bar.
Oh,
I swear to
That's a bit
God,
much.
why?
I swear to God, the non-existent God, that it tasted. It tasted like I was eating like a brick of coffee grounds kind of thing.
It tastes like if cocoa powder were in a bar form.
Yeah, if you just
that's
took
what I was
cocoa
just
powder
wondering.
and tossed it in your mouth, that's what it tasted like.
That's what I was wondering. Like, why
That
would you
sounds
buy that? It would be
delicious.
cheaper to go get the cocoa powder.
No, it's a bit much when it's that much. I mean, I can do up
Yeah.
to about 80, 85%, but any more
Ugh.
than that, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Matt
Anything
Crafty
between
wants
70.
to know, what is a sweat log and how do you know what it tastes like?
Look, I was in college once.
Oh, well, don't want to hear that story.
You know that we do have salted nut logs, and that's a candy here.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I wasn't sure if that was another euphemism or not.
No, that's a candy here. Salted nut logs.
Yep, salted nut log.
Still sounds like a sex position.
What would be the
That's the-
salted nut log sex position, Nacha?
I don't know, but it's definitely going to taste a bit funky.
It's what you lick before you have a sip of your margarita.
That's funny.
Well then.
Oh,
But yeah, those high cocoa chocolates that just almost pure. I agree. That's basically just baking chocolate.
yeah, it's gross.
It's not supposed to be eaten. It's supposed to have something else done with it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be thrown out.
No, I
Melt
could
it up a
salvage
little
that.
bit. Mix
Throw it
it with
out.
some cayenne
Salvage it.
pepper, put it on some fruit.
Hey, I'm not in a position to be throwing a bunch of stuff out. I would salvage that.
That
I would just add a bunch of sugar and make it no longer remotely
I'm
bad.
not saying. I mean, you could use it for other things. Like you could use it as rat repellent.
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure that it would work well for that because mice aren't going to eat that shit.
I would.
Like, oh
I'd eat it.
Apparently, I could give it
I
to Faye as a
would.
gift.
yes. Send all of your bad chocolate to Faye. Send all the good chocolate to Lady Unicorn and I.
If you have breakfast meats, send them to me.
Breakfast meats.
Yes,
What's like bacon and stuff?
it's any kind of meat
What
that
else?
you eat for breakfast.
Sausage, bacon.
So that
Mainly
gets me to
bacon.
another topic that I have to ask Badger about. Why do
Have
the
you been reading
British
my Twitter?
why do the British like to start the day with gas? Why would you eat beans with breakfast?
Oh, yeah.
Why
Oh,
not?
that really sets you off for the day.
What, you light the gas that comes out and use it to propel yourself?
Like all the
Yes.
food that I eat, Iowan hates.
You eat beans for breakfast?
A lot of the time, yeah.
I
Oh.
have eaten,
Ugh.
yeah.
I don't even like
Cheap.
beans.
Here's something that is
You're
Oh, I can't stand beans.
exceedingly
Ugh.
here's something that is exceedingly aggravating. I like breakfast. I like proper cooked and fried breakfast that you get in this country. However, I don't like it for breakfast. I like it for lunch/dinner. So, and also I don't tend to get up at breakfast time if I don't have to be somewhere in the morning. So,
yeah.
I would like to have breakfast at about 2:00 and 2 p.m.
Here.
Yeah.
They've all stopped selling it by then because they're all fucking idiots.
So we did good
around here.
Yeah, a lot of our fast food chains around here have started doing all-day breakfast for people just like us. I mean, Badger, in your case, still a people. I'm not speciesist.
Well, you see, I'm like a special case. I'm rather than being the classic Badger, which would be the Meles species, I'm Meles erectus. And do not read anything into that.
How did it not break out into animals are innocent?
I tried not. It came to mind, and I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, well, you see, badgers eat hedgehogs, so I've got nothing to say on that.
Ah.
Fair enough.
Wait, you eat cute things? Why?
Hedgehogs? Like, why would you try and eat something that's so difficult to get to eat? Like,
they're just about the only thing that does. Why do you eat spicy food?
Look,
I eat spiny food.
You need to leave Sonic alone.
Yeah.
What did Sonic ever do to you, Badger?
Well,
he
did something bad to his childhood.
He tricked me with the singular eye thing.
Oh.
And then somebody did a comic strip where he took goggles off, and it was actually two little tiny beady eyes.
Oh yeah.
Stupid things about how did you see that stupid PETA ad?
Yes.
Oh.
What was that, sorry?
I didn't see
that
it.
ad from PETA, the one where they had all the guys having
oh God, yes, I saw that.
Dangling from their pants.
But admit it, like, that was actually not a bad ad. Like, that is, say what you like about PETA, because I don't really like PETA.
Oh, I don't like him either.
That ad was very well done. Yeah, it was top work.
Other than being completely untrue.
Right.
It was ludicrous. But
Like,
so don't they kill more animals than the animal cruelty peoples?
Well, they used to run secret kill shelters.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I thought.
they're not animal welfare activists, they're animal right activists. The difference being, most people think of animal right activists and welfare activists and all that as the actual welfare activists, the ones that are out wanting to make sure that the animals aren't abused, that they get the medical care that they need, that they have loving homes, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
PETA is part of the group, is one of the groups, that thinks that animals should have the right to live like they were in the wild, to live without human intervention.
Yeah.
I thought they just wanted the money for, and didn't really care.
They're more so.
I thought they wanted to shame me for thinking that bacon's delicious.
Well, I know one of the things that PETA has gotten in a lot of trouble for is they advocate for euthanizing any of the pit bull type dogs.
Oh dear.
And
what's the reasoning behind that?
Because they're an unnatural species. But if you go with them being an unnatural species, every fucking dog that is in existence is an unnatural species.
And to be fair, a lot of the herd cattle that we have is not in their natural state because they've been herd animals and within our care for so long that they wouldn't be able to sustain and survive in the wild.
It goes back to what Lady Unicorn said. They would like animals to have the right to exist as they would in nature without human intervention. And only those animals that would exist in nature without human intervention
should exist. Basically.
Should exist.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a lot of animals that we're talking about euthanizing.
And they they believe that it is better for the animals to be dead than to be in human care like that, even if they're not eaten, even if they're just treated like beloved pets or like family members.
It's pretty darn fucked up. Right?
Has anyone ever told Peter that they're shit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time.
Everyone.
We're all right. We're fine.
Like even other animal rights activists often think they're shit.
Well, and a lot of
no, absolutely.
They were taking.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say they were taking in loads of money and running secret kill shelters.
Yeah.
They had a shelter that they were okay. So I actually did research on this in college. They would report receiving all of these animals, and yet none of the animals were being adopted out, and yet this shelter just kept taking in animals. And come to find out, it was a massive kill shelter. That the animals that got there were never going to be. There was no real adoption process there. It was the animals got there and they were dead.
Oh, so much for that little virtue. So much for that little virtue signal.
Yeah.
Don't go visiting that place, Badger.
Yeah, get shot. Speaking of McDonald's all-day breakfasts.
That's a slaughterhouse.
That was like 20 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
It's really late here. So, speaking of McDonald's all-day breakfast, I need to give a 1-star review to a McDonald's in London.
Oh.
They did that good that they get a whole star.
Did they share your burger?
Less than one.
I went there and they didn't have mayonnaise.
Well, we know that you love your mayonnaise, so with your sweet pepper, sweet chili sauce.
Quick question for people who have probably done this more than me. Anyone know how you can get into the Hangout like this from a mobile device?
They have to set up Google Hangouts to auto run. And if they don't have Google set up to auto run, it will just go to the Play Store constantly. So it's something they have to do in their settings, and then they'll have to restart their phone.
Okay. Well, I was asked. So
yeah, it's a pain.
I'm glad you actually you knew exactly the answer to that too, because like I know that has happened, but I'd never heard what to do to fix it. So it's good to know.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain, and but yeah, it's all on their end where they have to set it up, and they might have to update their Hangouts as well.
Sounds like quite a hassle.
Yeah, it's kind of a hassle, but once they do it, then they're able to get in, but it's kind of a pain.
Yeah. I know I've joined a Hangout before on my phone, but back when I had to actually use a headset.
For joining Hangouts would just by default let you join Hangouts.
You would think, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So, where do you go in the settings? Device settings?
You have to go into your device settings.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like
and
such
you
hassle.
have an Apple, an iPhone, so it's going to be different for you.
I wouldn't even have a clue. I can't really get a hold of Apple devices, so it makes perfect sense that I don't use Apple devices.
And I'm pretty sure I already set yours up, Snarky, to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay! TikTok.
Hey, I should be embarrassed that I didn't just have the answer, okay? I sit here not using Windows continuously, actually using Android and Linux, dealing with making games play that aren't supposed to run on anything but Windows. And it's just like, how do you do this? I don't know off the top of my head. Because it's just not a thing I've really had to do. Like I said, I joined once, but that was back when I had to actually use headsets because I didn't have a microphone at all.
So like my suggestion on the cell phone thing, from now on, if anybody asks you, you just say, you can't do it. Because even though I gave you that answer, it ends up being a horrible headache with people going, it didn't work. And you're like, you didn't do this. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Oh, I was supposed to do this. Yeah, that's exactly what I fucking told you.
I mean, I have those conversations frequently. Granny comes over occasionally asking why things like the Kroger app aren't working. Because she didn't understand how to use a feature of it. So, but hi.
Hey, New Stoics.
New Stoics is here.
Hi there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes, welcome to the person you were saying I should have told not to try.
I know.
Yes.
We didn't know it was you.
I didn't know it was New Stoics that was saying it. And I would just like to say, this is the first time I've seen his face. And he's quite young.
Yeah.
I know.
Judgmental.
They're the brand spanking new Stoics.
Quite new.
New Stoics. Outstanding.
No way. I
do
would
have a
not play
little bit of a
games.
baby face. I'm actually 35, so.
What? No way. No, you're not. No, you're
Yeah.
not.
Damn.
I have 2 children.
You are. Okay, so this is the issue. If I were to shave my face, that's what I look like. And I'm not saying he looks ugly or anything. I'm just saying he looks really young. Like if I tested this out. I literally tested this out when I shaved the last time. I shaved most of this to where it was just like a little goatee. Still looked fine. So I shaved the goatee. Still looked fine. I shaved the mustache and I went down by like 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even when I grow facial hair, I just have this really young face, and I hate it. I just want to have a little bit older face so that people don't card me at bars. And
I would have seriously guessed like 18, 19.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my God, Nacha, how
No.
could you?
Yes, that's what I look like. My eyeball comes
literally
together.
the only one I have.
My
with new
eyeball
shave.
comes together when I shave. And I look,
All the other pictures I have of you, you have a beard. So it's like, I'm sure I have one. This was
Let me
a
just see if I can find a. Let me just see if I can find a shaved picture of me. Hang on.
It's the only other one was.
what does a
when you
badger
shaved your
look
head.
shaved? Oh my God,
yeah, that's when I shaved my hair.
Yeah,
dear God.
doesn't quite count. Oh, almost. If you want to.
Let me just find a
How long
shaved.
ago was that?
Here we are.
Wow.
There you go. That's a shaved picture of me.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
God!
Fair enough.
How did I should have.
Well, there goes the G rating.
Yep.
What have I just clicked?
We've now seen the badger dick.
Okay, I've just clicked something on the left of Google Hangouts, and it now says it's opening.
Did you click the Q&A?
Possibly.
Uh-oh.
What happened to Faye? Faye, come back. There you
Oh,
are.
she's back.
My little conjuration worked.
It's still opening. What have I done
No
with the
idea.
Hangout?
But yeah, New Stoics and I are the exact same age.
Shocked.
I'm older than both of you.
And
Have
I'm
I
older than
Well,
you.
I'm a baby.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey,
Hey.
Diana. Hi.
And we lost Badger.
Bye.
Well, it's really late, friends.
I'm older than all of you, so shut up.
Oh, Badger's
No.
back.
Hey, Badger.
Lady
Hang on,
Unicorn
there we
is,
go. That's better.
is like 13, 14.
No.
Oh my! I've got to
Bye.
go.
No, I'm not. But...
Lady Unicorn, you really do want to take that link out of the side chat. The nefarious people might grab it and actually take over the channel.
Yeah.
Which link?
Well, they couldn't literally take over the channel.
Yeah,
but...
they can't take the
it's
channel.
happened.
They can take over the stream. The channel itself.
I'm sorry, no, not the channel. Yeah, I'm sorry, not
Yeah.
the stream. Yeah, I had
Well,
that word wrong.
I've seen that happen a couple times.
Yeah, which is
pretty.
but yeah, congratulations and everything. It's great to see it. Great to see it 500. Someday I'm going to see me at 500. Hint, hint, hint.
Hey, same here. Same
Well,
here.
if you'd like to send some people over to me as well, that'd be great.
Tell me your secret.
Hey, I've been sending people to you, Badger.
Oh,
I've never heard it.
Badger's a big sweetie, aren't you, Badger?
Who's a good little badger? Who's a good little badger?
When I've been asked to shout someone else at, I've repeatedly shouted at Badger. Oh, you're awesome to talk to.
Yay. Oh, yeah. I hope I didn't sort of over-presume when I kind of quoted you as someone who I'd spoken to in the past as a sort of a reference.
Huh? What?
Did you use Lady Unicorn as a job reference? That's a strange one.
No. Somebody came to me asking about having been interviewed and how it went and stuff because they wanted to. They were trying to decide if they were going to take one or not.
They're like, and good sir, who is Lady Unicorn?
Yeah.
No, okay, so wait a minute.
That discussion that we did that didn't actually appear in a video. Because in other words, extremely long and we didn't stay on topic like ever.
In other words, I have to think twice when I apply to 60 Minutes for a job there about using any of you guys as references, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you need told that, there's a problem.
Allow me to reference my cartoon scarecrow friend.
Yeah.
So who's your reference on mine? Would it be the unicorn that's here or that human unicorn hybrid with no pupils?
You can reference that weird British badger guy who talks about stuff on the internet if you like.
You have no pupils? Oh, your avatar. Okay, yeah. I'm like, wait, I was like, wait a second. We got to discuss this. How do you not have pupils?
Well, hey,
avatar.
At least that's not where my mind started going when I heard the first phoneme of the word pupils. Okay,
I thought, I was thinking pubes.
Nice.
Oh, you guys.
I don't know.
You guys.
This has been a very...
Lou Stokes down there. It's just,
What was that again in English?
He said, but to go.
That's what I heard.
Look. It's 4:45 in the morning here. I should have been in bed 4 hours ago.
It's a 2:45. Yeah, there's no one in the place except you and me.
Yeah, it's not like we're forcing you to stay here, though I do appreciate you stopping by.
I'm blaming not your witness because he's Australian.
I hope you know, Badger, that I wasn't joking, Badger, when I said what you said sounded like go.
Oh, so that was not you speaking in tongues.
Just picking on you.
Yeah.
It genuinely didn't come
Did I have I told anyone the story of when I witnessed someone speaking in tongues?
No.
Oh, for the love of Saint Goulet.
No, but we have all watched Owen's channel before.
Right. I was out for a walk out on the moors, and I was walking behind the vicarage of the village I grew up in.
Oops.
And I heard someone in the back garden of the vicarage practicing speaking in tongues.
Aha!
Practicing.
I knew it!
As I walked past, I was kind of, I wonder what they're doing. It's almost like this needs rehearsing.
So now this one I'm gonna have to ask Ireland. Did you ever practice your speaking in tongues? Like,
Okay, so like in my last video, which it's obvious you don't watch, Nacha.
It comes full circle.
I did talk about how in a lot of Pentecostal churches, tongues is pushed so much. And the normal way to get them is you go forward in church, people pray over you, and then you start speaking in tongues. But if it doesn't work, you feel really bad and shameful. So you go home and you start praying and you start practicing them. And then over time, it feels natural. And it doesn't feel like you're, you fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
Isn't there some cases where people will almost like go into a trance in those kind of situations? Like,
well, that's what it is, really. Yes. It's see, the Pentecostal service is an up and down type of service with the music. And by the time you get to the point where people are speaking in tongues,
somebody's phone.
The heck was that?
I don't know, but the using of the music of going a fast song, then a slower song, and a fast song, a slower song has put people into a euphoric state. And so then they're in a trance-like state when they're speaking in tongues.
Man, that just sounds so much better. When I was a Christian, I was a Mormon. Well, I don't know if you can consider Mormons Christians, but their services are just dog shit. So boring. The hymns are boring. The testimonials are boring. And then after that, it's more boring service, and they just kind of drill you the doctrine. And it's just like everybody talks about their service. They're like, yeah, we had a rock band. The pastor had some snakes. After that, we all drank wine. And I was like, wine, really?
You should go. You should go to
I feel the same coming from the Dubs.
Boy, I tell you, your stuff sounds almost as interesting as Catholic ritual.
It's worse.
Go to a church.
They can drink.
Yeah, it'd be worse.
Go to a Church of England Sunday service sometime. Imagine the most boring British voice you've ever heard, speaking very slowly, very deliberately, reading passages from the Bible and interpreting the meanings.
I couldn't do that.
The most exciting thing about the service was that the vicar's voice, when he spoke S sounds, his teeth would occasionally whistle, and it would echo throughout the church. So you'd be just there listening for when you'd just be there listening for the whistle.
So if I were joining that church, I would bring a flask and I would take a shot every time the whistle came out.
Wow. He'd be talking and he'd say stuff like,
and walk out.
So as you can see from Jesus' sermon,
whistle while you work.
Okay, so if I don't cut this off for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to end up having to run off and take care of a cat.
Okay, can I share one more quick story? Because this has to do with Pentecostal services, which are very energetic and very fast paced. We had a minister that was older and very fiery, but he had that old guy white stuff that would get on the corners of his mouth. And as he was preaching, he would walk up and down the aisle and he'd be looking at you and you'd see this white stuff start to form and you knew it was going to fly off at some point or another. And you did not want him near you when it finally went flying.
Is that the thing that went flying when Ted Cruz was talking?
No, that was a booger. That was a booger that he had. But no, I've seen this guy just whatever, talking about stuff, and then seen it fly and hit somebody on the shoulder, and they're in church and they can't be like, oh no, oh God, why?
It's a sign. It's a sign.
Oh man. Oh.
See, that just sounds so much better than Mormon service. So much better.
To be fair, Mormons do sound kind of boring.
Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea. No idea.
You're right. I don't.
I've never been in a
do.
Mormon service.
Don't.
And
At
I've been in a Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall like once, and I was like, nope.
That'd probably be a good analogy to it, to be honest.
The only thing I know about Jehovah's Witnesses, I went to a Kingdom Hall thing once, and they were all overly happy. And whenever I see someone being overly happy, I know they're fake.
Oh yeah, they'll love to love bomb you.
And it's like,
and tell you how you're going to hell with a big old smile on their face. But not directly,
the one thing I heard about Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't know if it's true, but they're like way big into the whole UN end times conspiracy theory. That's like the funnest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't know. Getting your own planet after you die is pretty fun.
See, that actually sounds cool.
Hey,
like,
that does sound kind of cool.
Speaking of planets, seriously, speaking of planets, tomorrow night is, if you have the clear skies, be out at night for the total lunar eclipse.
Blood moon,
yeah.
I'm going to have 3 feet of snow.
I'm not going out, sweetheart. I'm not.
Is this the time that I say how beautiful the weather is here in Florida?
No, because I wouldn't want it
too
to be
hot
that
today.
warm.
You know, I was walking
Oh,
around.
it's really here in Australia, really warm.
Y'all just salty.
The problem
It's so
we have
hot,
not
I'm
got
wearing almost nothing.
is okay. The problem
It's not real anyway.
So
you're gonna be on the wrong side of the earth.
So, Lady Unicorn, were you wanting to end this?
Well, I either need to end it or need to come up with a plan for while I deal with a cat for like half an hour. So, yeah, probably better to end it.
I'm probably going to have to go anyway, so...
Yeah, probably better to end it. It's almost 11, that's...
And Badger's to go.
Well, I'll tell you.
Will you knock it off?
I will plant the bug. Oh, whoops! I will plant the bugs in your ears, every one of you, because I'm thinking of starting the Sunday morning stuff back up again, and I will extend the invitation to every one of you if you'd like to come on a Sunday morning. That would be wonderful. Well, Sunday noon, actually, Eastern. That would be wonderful.
Hey!
Yes. What?
Stop it!
But of course, you send the link. I mean,
Get down.
time-wise for me, it's really scrolling.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I just like climbing.
Bad girl.
I'll
No.
put some stuff together because I don't have it set up to go yet, but
Oh, goodness.
sometime in the next time 3 weeks or so, I want to get those Sunday shows started again. I think some of you already know about them.
Oh!
Pretty cool.
Oh my, is Patsy being a bad kitty?
I don't know about your show.
Bad kidding.
What do you do on your show?
Just basically coffee with lavender, talking about stuff. Maybe I'll come up with some topics that I can warn you about ahead of time for each of the shows.
Drop in.
It would last, say, maybe about 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
Well, I'll gladly leave the thing up, but I do need to shut this down so that I'll leave the Hangout itself going so you guys can work out details, but I do need to shut it down.
Okay.
I've only got about 5 minutes left before I have to go.
No, I was just
cat.
Sorry about
putting
that.
a warning
I'm
out
back.
to you guys.
So, how is your cat?
She's feeling better. She's still got way too high a blood sugar.
Oh,
all right.
Well,
sorry about that.
Congratulations on hitting 500, and thank you for having us.
Thank you all for being
congrats.
here.
That's a big deal. 500's a big deal.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Sure.
thank you for letting us celebrate.
And you're reasonably new, are you not?
I've been making videos for over a year. I just am very inconsistent.
Oh, okay. You've been around a little bit longer than I thought. Okay, fine. No problem. All right.
No big deal. But yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So.
I'm getting threatened. I'm sorry.
Oh, Patsy, stop it.
I'm getting the crap kicked out of me, to be honest.
Aww.
Yeah.
I wish
All right,
I
well,
had the context for that.
congrats, Lady Unicorn. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and
Alright.
go to bed. But
Okay.
bye.
Good night, y'all.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Much
And
love.
bye.
Fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, everyone's going.